From the Lynch Buick GMC of West Bend Total Traffic Center.
Right now, road work causing our only delay. 4145 southbound backs up between 124th and Good Hope with that construction. And 894 43 westbound, the exit ramp to southbound 43 closed until 6 a.m. I'm Bonnie Green, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow-roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School open house is Sunday, October 12th. Become part of the CMH tradition and make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on October 12th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. Awarded for academic excellence, a rich tradition of athletic success, and an experience rooted in faith. Find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet faculty and coaches, learn about all the opportunities available for your student. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
Under government quarantine lies an abandoned landfill in Franklin, Wisconsin, inhabited long ago by a trailer community. What followed was gruesome. Minds poisoned, mutations rose, now mutants are hungry for human flesh. They're watching and waiting.
I can see you.
The Hill Has Eyes is rated the Midwest #1 outdoor haunt.
4 outdoor attractions for the price of 1.
45 acres and 60 minutes of sheer terror. Buy your tickets online and reserve your time slot, as most nights will sell out. Beer tent, DJ, and nightly bonfires. Open weekends in October. Visit HillHasEyes.com.
Warning, ladies, this haunt causes beefy pants.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
Presenting Again Fling's love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/try. QUO.com/try.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Make 97.3 The Game your #1 preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
#1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Broadcasting live from the Iron Jock Studios. This is WRNW-FM Milwaukee. 97.3 The Game. A new day is dawned on The Game.
You know, just a new year. I'm just ready for a fresh restart. It's just a beautiful day out here.
A show with straightforward conversation with no agendas. This is No BS with Bill Schmidt.
Why is this thing sticky?
And Armin Saryan.
Boom, boom, shakalaka, clockwork football, touchdown. I love seeing that.
Join the show now on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. 1-877-794-1973.
Wait a minute, these guys are cool, but not that cool.
No BS is presented by Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about. Now, Billy and Armin on The Game.
Welcome in, welcome all. It's a Fast Friday on the game, a Football Friday, and a Game 5 Friday on the game. I'm Billy Schmid, Armin Sarian by my side, Andrew Ludwig on the other side, and at 877-794-1973, Brewers fans, good morning. How we feeling as the Dauber might be a tick lower than it was a day ago?
Just
Brewers
a little bit lower.
lose game 4, 6-0, and ace Freddie Peralta gives up the 3-run banger in the first to Ian Happ, his lone hit on the night.
It's
and
a good one
as he sits with just now 2 hits in the series, he delivers maybe one of the biggest swings of the series. Crazy to say that would be the biggest swing in the series because there's been like 4 3-run homers in this series.
There's been a lot of them.
A ton of them. Those are game-changing swings. A lot of times they can be series-changing swings. However, this series shifts back to Milwaukee, and hold serve home team goes the first 4 games. Why not game 5? In a crazed environment on Saturday night at American Family Field.
Well, that's what you hope for, Billy, and that's the hope you have to still hold on to if you're a Brewers fan. Because let's be honest, I mean, these situations do not inspire a lot of hope and
not too much optimism.
And optimism amongst Brewers fans. And it's somewhat understandable. We know why. We also know the DNA of us sometimes is that sky is falling kind of DNA. Oh no, here we go again. And I get why. Trust me, I understand why. I mean, I'm experiencing it as well right now.
You're in there as well a little bit.
But we do have game 5. It still exists, and it is at home, and it's still a chance.
And you still are the best baseball team in the division and in the league, right?
You are, but based on record, but you have to do that on the field one more time for it to matter. Now, you did have, listen, it looked bleak in 82 against the Orioles when we were down the stretch, lost all 3, had to win the last day. I know people were not excited when they were down 2-0 against the Angels in the ALCS.
Good one.
And I know in 2011, Billy, I remember this. We were flying very, very high to Arizona, up 2-0. After the Brewers beat Arizona in game 2, put up, I think, 10 runs. Greinke didn't pitch well, but it didn't matter because you were up big early, had a huge rally at then Miller Park. Everybody was feeling great going to Arizona. Like, that was our first playoff series positively for a long time. I mean, the 08 series against the Phillies didn't go our way, but we were down early from the start. And he said, okay, we're going to win this series in Arizona. And then it was boom, boom, you lose 2. So we were in that situation before coming back home for a game 5 and we're able to prevail. So I know there's a lot of this out there and I feel it and I understand it of like, well, we blew it again. We blew it again. Unbelievable. We're just going to lose in game 5 and that's going to be it. I kind of hate to see that because there's you can't just give up and say it's over, we lost. I mean, there's a great chance you still win game 5, and
I would think so. Yes,
make this series what your dreams were.
Come on,
but I do understand the angst. I mean, let's be honest; it doesn't inspire much confidence when you give up runs. Can we stop this first inning stuff?
The first inning Kings are a wild situation for the Cubs, and now I think as the momentum changes throughout the night and throughout the game yesterday. Obviously, the first swing is the most dramatic, and it's the game changer. But I thought the tack-on runs were almost in a weird way bigger because you could have kept at least a little bit of the weird thought process in their mind of
we could still blow.
Why can we still not score in 2 innings 2 through 9
to feel like they're handcuffed after the first?
And I do believe that's like a little psyche deal if we're going strictly on vibes because that's where we can only traffic right now because we have not a whole lot of answers. Tough thing is you roll with Freddie Peralta in game 4 to try and close it out. Now, obviously, Freddie doesn't perform well in the first inning, gives you a couple innings to get back in the ball game. And that's the other part of this that will just get lost in the Peralta conversation. You're going to lose every game that you play where you score nothing. And you have 3 hits. I struggle to come in with the kind of vigor that I was seeing last night online.
On Freddie?
Of course, Freddie Peralta blows it in the first inning and the game's over. And this is, I read this one yesterday from a young lady, Sarah, who responded to a tweet that I had of let's go, Freddie.
Oh,
let's ride.
I've seen her tweets. Yeah.
And it said that it was already the biggest. You refused to criticize Murphy and his decisions on Wednesday. Had repercussions for games 4 and 5. This is now one of the biggest chokes in Wisconsin sports history.
That's professional troll.
The
Professional
third
troll.
inning
Yeah.
of the game, but this is the same deal where it goes, and he shouldn't have started from Justin. You and Tim Allen could not have been more wrong. Freddie at home on Saturday was the move, and maybe it would have been. But at the point, you still have all the opportunities to plate multiple runs in the game. And I think got, at the end of the day, 4 at-bats with runners in scoring position. 4?
Yeah, ain't enough.
That's far from being enough in a playoff game, especially one where you know that you're going to have to woodpecker your way to a victory.
Well, and that's, I don't know. I can't sit there and say this is the reason, but if you believe when you give up a 3-run homer in the first, if you believe it's over and you had that mentality and say, we just blew the game. Well, if you're playing in the game, like I can't sit there and guarantee the players felt that way, but if you're playing the game, that's when you put up zeros offensively too. That feeds into the other. Like one feeds into the other. You talk about the fact that you got to score. If you believe it's over, you're not going to come out and score. It's just the way it is. So you got to find the mentality you had in game 2 when you're down 3-0 and came right back. Not the mentality of, look, here we go again. It's over. We blew it, this and that. And listen, that's the mental strain that giving up so many first inning runs can do to you. I get it. It's an anvil on your head right away. But there's 8 innings left in that game. And it felt like nobody felt that way.
The only person that you really heard make it a concerted effort to make you think about it was Pat Murphy when he gets interviewed by Lauren during the 3rd or 4th inning where I'm pretty confident we're going to come back. And whether it's just a smile and a statement, you did believe it a little bit. And then still you have a golden opportunity to put something on the board and add some kind of pressure. We're going to talk a lot about it with Tim Allen coming up when he joins us after 7 o'clock, where a leadoff double by Sal Frelick in the top of the 5th, doubled up by a Blake Perkins 5-pitch walk, where for the first time all night, Boyd looks somewhat human. And you sack bunt with Joey Ortiz. You move the runners to second and third, but a strikeout swinging by Christian Yelich and a pop-up from Churio quickly after a pitching change on the first pitch. And the best opportunity and what kind of felt like the biggest tipping point for the Brewers in the game, because it was the only time they were able to grab any kind of offensive momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like that inning was the curtains moment. If you were going to be able to plate one, needed both runs, it felt like, to be able to put all of the pressure on. And listen, you get a shutdown inning in the 5th, albeit a heart-palping one, where you get runners at first and second and third after the double steal. You're still very much in the game after that moment, but Armin, it felt like top of the 5th. That was the moment where you had to plate something to get a little bit of rhythm and a little bit of belief on that side that you were going to be able to do something.
Yeah, spend too much time. I shouldn't say that because I don't mind talking to Brewers fans. I don't mind talking to
and we love doing it. 877-794-1973. Jeffrey, said this though, Armin. Said don't freak out, Brewers fans. This was always a possibility that the Cubs are an MLB team too. They got pride in themselves, but our boys have played well at home all season long, and let's go get it done on Saturday.
Yeah, and won a lot of games this year. They have too. They were a really good team all year. Yeah, and really everyone's just held held serve at home in this series. It's the way it's supposed to go. I mean, I got more thoughts on that, but let's talk about the top of the 5th. I really haven't had a lot of criticism for the way Pat Murphy's managed this year, and I for good reason. He's done a great job. He obviously emotionally handles his team great. He's done a really good job mixing and matching a lot of things. The lineup inconsistency, some people don't like. I don't think it matters as much as most. I'm the anti-Tim Allen on that.
Sure.
Don't really think it matters as much. I do like the mentality he's got them playing with on win today. It's worked most of the year. Clearly has their respect. I love the energy he puts in the clubhouse. Tactically, I really haven't had many problems with him. The one problem I have is the bunting. And I understand a lot of people still hold this sort of romanticism in their heart for old school baseball, for bunting. They can anecdotally pick out times in their mind when they know it worked out to help the team. And there were times when it gives you a result you wanted. Mm-hmm. But I don't believe in the process of bunting. I don't believe in giving away outs. I don't believe in it because of the information and data we had that say it doesn't help your run expectancy. I try and use as much information as I can. I don't like bunting. I hated it there in the 5th. That's a terrible move. That's a terrible decision. Okay, the one time you have Boyd starting to finally question what he's doing, the one time he's starting to struggle, the one time you're getting that team nervous and you're down 3-0 on the road in game 4 in the 5th inning, you need to try and blitz them and hit a jackpot inning. That's your chance to win. It's not to try and manufacture and push one run across to hope you can do it again and do it again. You need to do what you can to blitz and try and get a jackpot inning there and go for a big inning. First and second, no outs. I understand that it's Joey Ortiz. He's 2 for 8 in the series going in. He wasn't a great hitter this year, but he's 2 for 8 going in the series. You got to take chances there. You got to swing away. You have to do it. You cannot bail them out with an out, with a free out. You can't give them an out, a free bunt. You're talking about a play that executed right, your desired outcome doesn't even help you, right?
Doesn't end up plating a run.
Help you. Doesn't plate a run, doesn't help your win expectancy. I'll give you any run expectancy box you want. And if you hate analytics, that's fine. If you hate data, that's fine. The reality is forget about the data. You need to go after a big inning there.
Well, in that part of it, Armin, is like there's no data that can put a number or quantify what you said in the middle there, which I think is if you go on gut feel or numbers or a little bit of both. And I think that's kind of where Murph lives, right? I think he is mostly in the middle, leans more towards gut feel in the old school baseball, but he takes in some of the numbers. At that point, I don't know what the exact probability rolls to, but I would like to know what the probability of Matthew Boyd stringing 3 strikes together was.
Yeah,
right.
At that point, he couldn't do it.
At
right?
that point, I had not seen him. That was the first time he looked at least human in the game. I mean, he mowed down for 4 innings, and the first time that you're getting at least something rolling, and he just walks Blake Perkins on 5 pitches, and a couple of them weren't particularly close. Like, that feels to me the moment to make him make pitches.
Yes.
And I think the other part of it is where, and I'm excited to hear Tim Allen about it, because if anybody loves to bunt, it is Tim Allen.
It's Timmy, right?
Screams the moment. I don't even know what his thought is going to be, because the night before, I would have said was it the 8th inning, you're trying to potentially then play for 1 run. I'm with you. You got to play for the killer inning. You got to go for a big inning. And still, you get the opportunity, a base hit by 2 of your best hitters, your 2 best hitters, Yelich and Chourio, in the series, 2nd and 3rd. You got to put together something. So at some point, like, it could have, whether you mentioned it doesn't help your win probability, I don't think it hurts to move them to 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, right? Because a base hit probably plates the 2.
Reduces your chance of a bigger inning, though, Billy.
It might, yeah. And, like, at that point, you need a double by Yelich to replace somebody there. But, like, you got to be able to, I thought, make him make some pitches.
That's right.
And that, to me, was the first. I would have, even if you lay the bunt down, take the first and see if you're up 1-0. Just at least give and make him make a couple of pitches to you at 877-794-1973, 414 text, so you can disagree. I disagree. The bunt kept them out of the double play opportunity, so it's easy to look back at it now. But if you would have laid that bunt down and they would have scored on a single, you guys may have been saying it was a great decision. Don't criticize something when it works like that.
No, I'm not. I'm criticizing the process, and if you know me, you know this. If you get the bunt down, and you get a single, you get 2 runs. Great. If I take a chance at that trial there with Joey Ortiz and I can avoid it out in a different way, that's even better. Or I still get a single, that's great. The single still could have helped you anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean, and when you're down 3-0 in this game, all right. I understand. I don't really like bunting ever, but in some situations it makes a lot more sense. It's more palatable. You know, we're talking about Durbin the other night. You're down 1 run. I understand that. Okay, you're trying to get 1 run there. You put the squeeze down, all that stuff.
Yeah,
it didn't work, but you have a better chance to get your desired outcome there. All right. The fact that Yelich and Chourio didn't come through was totally independent of the bunt, right? Those are totally independent trials. Yelich and Chourio not coming through was a problem. It's also independent of the fact that Joey Ortiz didn't have to give up his at-bat with an out. And if it's a Joey Ortiz situation, then if the problem is sitting there saying, oh, well, Joey Ortiz is not a good hitter anyway.
I was going to say, because Phil goes, it is Joey Ortiz, and he still can't hit.
Well, he was 2 for 8 coming in. If you have that much, then I actually don't have a problem pinch hitting Monasterio there. If your biggest issue
opportunity that you could have done,
biggest issue is Joey Ortiz there, then pinch hit Mona and take your chances with somebody better. But you got to swing away there and give yourself a chance to get back in this game with some extra base hits, or at least avoid the chance to avoid an out. Avoiding an out is so important in that situation. And especially anecdotally, Billy, with the strikes, with Boyd not throwing strikes.
Yeah.
You're bailing him out. You're letting him take a deep breath by saying, okay, I got an out. I'm 1 step closer getting out of this mess. And yeah, you could have had a sack fly and got at least one run there. Great. Big deal. One run is something, but it's not everything. The Cubs would have loved, when it's first and second with nobody out, the Cubs are hoping to get out of there with one run. That's what they're hoping for.
Yeah, no doubt.
You need to hope for more in that situation and try and get out of it. We want to defend the bunt because we think, Ortiz stinks and it's a productive out. You want to talk about playing scared in these situations? You can't play for that. You've got to try and go for this. You're on the road. You've got to do everything you can to make them wonder, are we going to blow this game? You have to plant a seed of doubt in their mind as well. And it felt like, Billy, that was our first chance finally. This team was wobbly, finally in a daze after that first inning home run, saying they said, okay, we can get back in this game.
It really was your best opportunity where you had some kind of pressure on Boyd, where he just looked a little bit human. And 877-794-1973, Brian and Franklin agrees. Hey, guys, bunt in the fifth inning was a big inning killer. Horrible move. Down 1, yes. Down 3, absolutely not. 877-794-1973. You can also call the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. And, 262 said it was more of just they showed it too soon. Got to camouflage it a little bit. Third baseman already crashing in. You're almost guaranteed in out somewhere in there. And
that's where you're saying take pitches first, right, Billy?
Yeah.
At least make him throw strikes.
Throw a strike to you. At least put something in the zone and show that he is somewhat still dialed in, because you're still going to get to the top of the order. Like the broadcast says, oh, now the lineup flips over. But Yelich and Chourio were still due up. And I got a much greater sense that Joey Ortiz is going to strike out than ground into a double play there. And I'm going to take the strikeout at that point either way. 877-794-1973.
And I had my chance of the Joey Ortiz legend moment.
Well, yeah, because a homer ties it up.
Yes.
And there you're sitting. Joey Ortiz puts one into the basket, and he's fist pumping around first base, and a stunned Wrigley Field as we were tied at 3. We weren't able to make that call, sadly.
Do I think it's likely that he does that? No. Do I want as many chances at that as I can? Yes. That's my point.
877-794-1973. 877-794-1973. Brewers fans, your reaction to last night's game. What was the changing point, the tipping point, or the moment for you where you moved on to game 5? Because that's the other part of this. We've seen the team down in backs against the wall moment going into a winner-take-all game.
Yes.
Blow a team out. Didn't we watch the Indiana Pacers win by 40 against Oklahoma City before in game 6?
Many examples of this, Billy. Many examples.
It's coming back for game 5 on Saturday night. And let's make sure that it is coming back home on Saturday night. We'll discuss it. 877-794-1973 with you. Brewers fans, wake up with us. Tim Allen's here in 40 minutes from right now. It's No BS with Billy and Sarian on the game.
From the Lynch GM Superstore in Burlington, Total Traffic Center.
Well, right now, construction causing our only delay. 4145 southbound, stop and go 124th Street to Good Hope Road with that road work. And Highway 794 southbound, the entrance ramp from Car Ferry Drive closed with construction until the 13th. I'm Bonnie Green, and that's your latest Total Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rybar Storage. Are you looking for indoor or outdoor storage for your RV, truck, boat, or car? Call Rybar Storage at 262-672-1967 or visit rybarstorage.com. That's rybarstorage.com, or check out their second facility in Bristol.
Grab the contest rules for 97.3 The Game at thegamemke.com.
Craving something sweet? Step into the flavor of a good old-fashioned bake sale, Quick Trip style. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our premium donuts. Now just $2.99 for a 3-pack. Choose from Quick Trip's fluffy long johns, rich Persians, classic Bismarcks, or ring donuts. So delicious, just like the ones at your hometown bake sale. Quick Trip's premium donuts. Now only $2.99 for a 3-pack. A sweet deal. Too delicious to pass up. So treat yourself today. Only at Quick Trip.
Chased from behind by Parsons. Yes! And a sack! Micah Parsons registers the sack back at the 31-yard line. And the Parsons project is underway.
Hey, let's keep hitting them, man. Packers Friday is sponsored by Cousins Subs, your one-stop shop for all your football parties. With customizable 12 or 20-piece party boxes, 7.5-inch subs, sides, and shakes. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all. On the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house. Only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
If you're a fan of our Wisconsin sports teams, here's the perfect podcast for you. The Larrabee and LePay podcast with 2 Hall of Fame broadcasters. Wayne Larrabee, the voice of the Green Bay Packers, and Matt LePay, the voice of Wisconsin Badgers football and men's basketball. Together, bringing you insights and guests, talking Packers, Badgers, Brewers, Bucks, and more. The Larrabee and LePay podcast is presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Your win is waiting. Listen to other episodes available on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please. Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours. Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours. Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Morning showers today, then some afternoon sun. Windy with temperatures in the mid-60s. Dropping to 40s tonight, then sunny and pleasant over the weekend with highs in the 60s. A few more showers possible early next week. I'm Fox 6 meteorologist Stephanie Barrichello.
This report is sponsored by First Choice Heating and Cooling. Get the Cadillac of furnaces at Chevy prices. First Choice Heating offers modulating furnaces at variable speed pricing. Save up to $2,500. September only. Call First Choice. Comfort that pays for itself.
Hey, what's up? It's Russell Nicolay with Nicolay Law. If you get injured, it's Nicolay time.
The free iHeartRadio app makes your car radio jealous.
Live radio presets, lyrics for songs, and the most podcasts on the planet.
Plus, it all fits in your pocket.
Your car radio can't do that.
Make sure the free iHeartRadio app is on your smartphone now.
The #1 app for radio.
Make 97.3 The Game your #1 preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
We call it Wagertainment.
All right, place your bets,
VSiN, every night at 6. Presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest on Fox Sports 920.
It's something that you can't force. Momentum in baseball happens based on what's on the field. And the Cubs earned it. They had their backs against the wall, and they played great these last 2 games. They pitched great. They played great defense. They hit in the clutch. They hit homers. They're built to be great. Hopefully the tables will turn when we get into Game 5 at our place.
Game 5 at our place is right, Murph. Brewers lose last night. 6-0 to the Cubs in Game 4. Yeah. Okay, Game 4, whatever it ends up being. Freddie Peralta gives up a 3-run shot to Ian Happ, who delivers his second hit of the series. That might be the frustrating part. And now we welcome in, with that happy news, Scott Dolphin here into the studios from FM 106.1. What's going on, brother?
Before that happened last night. I don't know why, but
I sensed it. You felt it.
Yeah. And you see Freddie's reaction. Obviously, he was beside himself. As soon as he threw that ball and it left the bat, he knew it was gone.
There does seem to be some sort of, I don't want to say mental block, but some sort of strain with this first inning with the Brewers right now, dealing with the Cubs not being able to get out of the first in terms of giving up runs in the first inning. I mean, there does seem to be some sort of mental block. You almost feel like in Game 5, if the Brewers can put up a scoreless first inning, that the mood would totally change.
They've scored. Haven't they scored in every first inning, Armin?
I believe,
and the Brewers had until
last
night. That was the first time that broke the streak. But yeah, I went to bed early. I was like, you knew it was coming. There's nights when you feel it, when you're like, it ain't happening, boys. And that was one of those nights. So after 5 innings.
Yeah, that was the tipping point. Yeah. That was the tipping point moment. We talked about it a lot in the first segment. We're getting a lot of the reaction to it. Well, that was, and the question, Dolph, of like, Armin came out, said terrible decision. A couple of folks on the talking text line have said terrible decision. Some people are like, I couldn't disagree with you more. Joey Ortiz with a bat in his hand is the last thing you want. But first and second, nobody out. And it felt like Boyd was finally on the ropes for the first time during the game. Yep. And you give him an out, albeit that doesn't change the fact that Yelich and Churio are coming up with second and third, 1 out. Feels like you're primed for the big inning right there.
What do you do there? I mean, obviously, Joey Ortiz is great with the glove. He's a phenomenal defender, but I mean, you could, in his first at bat last night, how he was fishing balls that were way out of the strike zone.
Bad, yeah.
It's just, he's lost up there right now. So I don't know.
He came in 2 for 8, but those 2 hits came in one game. So I understand both sides of it. It wasn't terrible, but I will say this, if the issue there was Joey's bat, then I would have rather the Brewers pinch hit there and rolled with a pinch hitter and or just Monasterio to pinch hit or whatever after the inning and took a chance at it instead of bunting. That's just my opinion, but that's the way I look at it.
And I'm surprised that Murph didn't, because usually that's the way he rolls.
Would you have said that starting Peralta in hindsight was not a good idea in game 4? I wouldn't still
either. I was right from the beginning. I'm like, you got to go with your best guy. And he, as we talked about yesterday, he was on regular rest.
Regular rest. Yes.
But so now what do you have they announced what they're going to do tomorrow?
No, and
get to that. We were going to get to that, Billy. What do you think? We can do it now.
I think it's Jacob Mizrowski.
I think it
like a bullpen game.
Unless Jacob Mizrowski makes it not one. I think you let him go and try to see if he's going to have a moment. If he's not, you're going to know in the first inning. And granted, like we've had somebody say, why don't you just throw one of your closers in the first inning? Trevor McGill, well, he wasn't great last night. So I would like to say that you just throw one of your best arms right away and then get to Mizrowski. But I think Miz is going to be your bulk guy coming up on Saturday.
Bulk guy, I think, is the right term. I agree Mizrowski is going to get a shot to make a difference in this game. As a bulk guy, I don't know if he'll be the starter, but because I think there's something with this first inning, the Brewers are going to say, Murph's going to say, we got to get out of this first inning no matter what.
He's going to do matchups.
I think there's going to be a matchup situation. But you're right. You're right about the bulk situation, Billy. Or
3 innings would be great. That's what we got out of him last week at American.
Then would it be Quintana? Would it be Priester? Every option's on deck here. Right?
Probably all hands on deck outside of Freddie. But I also thought it probably was outside of Freddie going into game 3 a year ago. If necessary, I wouldn't be stunned if he goes. But
gave you the 8th. Yeah.
Why not let Mizrowski try to have his Cam Schlittler moment?
Right, I'm not against the idea.
That's one of the biggest rivalries in all of professional sports. At home, goes out and K's up 12 Red Sox at the moment.
Yeah, he was unhittable. Or the kid from Toronto, who's also a rookie. I mean, there's no reason why he couldn't do that. If you could just keep him in the moment and hopefully things aren't too big. Pitching already in game
2, having some success.
Yeah, I think that is going to go a long ways because now he knows what it's all about to be in a playoff.
505 said Chad Patrick, game 5 starter. Look, cold-blooded all series. Needs someone to calm down and get a 0 in that first inning.
I brought that up yesterday.
I did bring up Chad Patrick's name yesterday.
This is filthy. Yeah, he was. And that warms Tim Allen's heart somewhere listening to
and I thought it would warm your heart. A 39 saying, Skip, give me the ball.
Yes,
decisive game. I don't care when
I do love a number 39 actually asking for the ball and not freaking out because it's not his turn to pitch and not freaking out because he didn't get $700,000 extra for free. Like all these things. Yes, I'm still salty about you, Corbin. But then again, I don't know if I want that bad mojo about a 39 in the playoffs. Like that bad,
Well, that's fair. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily nails in the post.
You know what? That's a different story. That's a different rant.
It was in 2018 though.
He was great coming out of the pen in 2018.
Out of the pen, yes.
Great coming out of the pen in 2018
with the goggles on.
Yes, with the spectacles.
Because he had no choice at that point to do what he was told.
Yeah. Then he gave up 13 bombs and 4 starts in 2019, and then went to the pitching lab. But hey, it won a Cy Young. Ended up being a great pitcher. But it does beg the question. Like, some are going to say, I think it's going to be Quintana. Some would say, I do think Mizrowski is a massive part of it. Chad Patrick could be an option. Maybe it's Quinn Priester.
Priester could be an option.
39 pitches the other day, right?
Everyone's available. But the tough thing is you're trying to predict human performance. We've all seen each one of the guys we've named pitch great. We've all seen them give up runs. Every pitcher does that. But all these guys have had good years. You're just trying to pinpoint the guy that's going to have the best day. And that's hard to do because we can't tell the future. Murph can't tell the future. And no one knows whose stuff is going to show up that day.
Well, the future's now. You got to worry about Monday. You got to go. If you have to throw 8 arms or 9 arms, 1 an inning, you got to do it just to get past the Cubs. Because as Brewers fans, we are programmed to feel like we're feeling right now.
And that's the problem. That's part of the issue.
Not again.
Yeah.
Not again. 1 round and one and done. Are you kidding me?
Actually, after a 2-0 lead. I know.
And that angst begs the other question that is going to arise on Saturday.
Yes.
What's that split going to look like? It was phenomenal in games 1 and 2. Dolph, I just have a little bit of a nervousness that little part of the email that I think kept Brewers fans in the stands in game 1 and 2, that if your tickets end up on the secondary market resold, you're not going to have your code going forward. I wonder if that's going to potentially change since they already sold the NLCS tickets.
Yeah, good point. And I don't know if you guys have looked this morning at StubHub or whatever.
I have not.
I saw $200 for standing room. And you know how standing room is. It's not like you're at Fiserv Forum where you've got, I got a great view of the court.
For sure.
At AmFam, you could be 6 deep saying what happened or looking at a monitor,
Watching the monitor,
which is delayed by 5 seconds when you hear the roar of the crowd.
I think there's a lot of people that feel they want to be in there one way or the other because I think there's an understanding that this game is going to be, the result of this game is going to be talked about forever one way or the other. It's going to be one of the biggest games ever. It's going to be one of the 2010, NFC Championship game. Game 163 is similar to this.
2011 NLDS.
Yeah, but
I was buying tickets during game 4 on
amazing.
StubHub because I knew I needed to be in attendance.
It was
we
amazing.
needed a big crowd that day.
Even more so because it's the Cubs.
Right, yeah.
I
So,
think that was
thank
my
you.
favorite night, Letty, ever as a Brewers fan, being there with Niger and
Carlos
Gogo.
Okay, real
Guys.
quick.
Oh my God.
Do you remember in the 7th inning they took a panoramic picture of Miller Park and everyone in the stadium?
I don't remember.
And if you
that.
zoom
I
up
think
to
I do.
section 430, whatever that doesn't exist anymore because they're building those offices.
Oh yeah, in the right field corner.
You see
section?
me, you see me and my friend
What are
Phil,
you talking about?
and it was pre 7th inning. I would say top of the 7th. So you see Phil and I standing up there, and everyone's standing at this point, and Phil and I are both hit. We have 2 beers in our hands. It was just a classic moment of 2 guys going, this is the last time we can buy beer. Let's go get 2.
Let's make
Good
sure
idea.
we grab as
Good
many
idea.
as possible.
I
I just see Luddy busted out a magnifying glass
Totally.
and just taking the panoramic and zooming that son of a gun.
No,
in
it was
as
great. You
far
could
as
could zoom in like it was 2011 technology, and it was innovative, and I haven't seen it since. But hey, it was a cool picture.
You haven't seen the.
Somebody has that picture, please.
yeah, please.
Yeah, right. You zoomed in on that screenshot, and that was your Facebook profile picture 12 years ago. Don't lie.
I still had
That was
MySpace
your
at the time
That
as
was
well.
your
Yeah.
MySpace picture. Yeah,
I forgot
That was
about
his
that
picture for them
technology.
and him and his buddies top 8. When
Yeah,
they were
there you go.
My top friends.
Who was the guy that from MySpace?
Tom.
He's a good guy.
Them were some days, right?
Yeah,
Those were some days.
I forgot about that technology, but I'll never forget that night. I hope maybe we'll have another one against the Cubs.
And I think that's the way to look at it. I know there's a lot of pessimism right now. Trust me, I know it. I feel it. I understand it. But you have to look at the possibility of that. And you have to come up with the reality of, look, every team at home has been held and served this series. You're one and only superpower right now. I don't want to say only. Your one superpower right now is you have that game at home.
Yeah.
So make it a home field advantage, just like you did in games 1 and 2.
It was amazing. 2, I think even more so. It was probably 85-15 Brewers fans. It was nuts in there. But I was so shocked and surprised and happy that there were so many Brewer fans that showed up and showed out. And I hope it's not what you're referencing, Billy, and it's going to be, Cub fans will think nothing of spending $75 to park and 500 tickets.
Not an issue, and nor do I think like many Brewer fans are thinking the same thing, right? Like if it's a seminal moment, it's one that you're going to remember for the rest of your lives. And like Armin, the way you mentioned it, that's exactly what this game sets up to be. It sets up to be one of those nights, one of those games that it could either be one of the best nights or one of the worst. It was the best of times, and it was the worst of times.
And this
Let's just keep it as the former.
And this is the reality of being. This is what being a sports fan is all about. The possibility to have these moments where you could feel the ecstasy or the agony. And the reality is, it's going to be one or the other. So if you're in it, you have to experience it. And if you don't want to experience it, and you don't want the chances to experience it, and this is where the run from your nightmare stuff comes from, Billy, that I talk about, then you might as well not just be involved in sports at all, because You want to be in games like this. You want to be in moments like this. And it's the consequences of caring, as Bill Simmons once wrote years and years ago.
Great point.
This is the consequence of caring so much. We all care a lot about what the outcome is, but we will deal with the result one way or the other and move on. So all I can say is, for me, I hope Brewer fans have the mentality and the energy of hope, excitement, optimism, and support like they did in game 1 and game 2. And it's hard to do that when you just watch your team lose twice and feel the impending doom, right? And you feel all those dark feelings come in your head. It's hard to do that, but that's the power you will have if you had that optimism in game 5, is to hopefully transfer that amongst your team.
I love it. There's nothing like the elimination game. There's nothing like a game 5 or a game 7 in sports. There just isn't.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we embrace that tomorrow night when we come out, because otherwise I'm going to be what you just described about the guy who why do I even care about sports? I hate this feeling.
Right.
If I wasn't a sports fan, I wouldn't be feeling like this right now.
Why can't I be into art?
Yeah, I would have loved that. Yeah.
Well, you can be into both.
Right. It is one of those moments where you
never
just think,
lost.
like,
You know?
I don't. Van Gogh, the only thing he lost was his ear, but that wasn't a team.
Hey, great reference.
Thank you. I was sitting on that one.
Did he fight Holyfield, or did Tyson as well?
The Tyson of his day. Yeah,
He
you too,
was.
Brute.
Respect all
Jake
these
and
fighters.
Waukesha said Dolph was 3 rows behind us in the field, right field, outfield area. Even the last row was so into the game from the start. Don't sell the fans short. Listen, we are not selling Brewers fans short.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm
In
just
fact, I would
saying
encourage
that
you.
there would be the time that the money would wave in front of you, and right now in the secondary market,
Yeah, Brewers
you're
fans
looking
don't sell
at
short.
currently $325 or $280. Sorry, $280, the cheapest ticket that I'm seeing with a actual seat back going up on Saturday night. $708 now.
Up there behind Bernie's Chateau, probably.
I actually think you are re-roofing Bernie's Terrace. I think they were actually going to ask you if you could replace a couple of shingles over there, because you're going to be right there.
They are heavy shingles.
It is hard emotionally to know that once upon a time I got seats up there for like $2. And like, you would go up there, have your own section. But it's obviously a big game. I feel bad, Dolph. You wrote all these headlines for us.
Oh, no. This is what people are talking about.
Man, we apologize.
I'm so sorry.
Does it matter that they've moved the game from 3:30 to 7 o'clock? Is that good or bad?
I think it helps a lot for some.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more
Well,
beer drinking time. Yeah.
Maybe helps the wrong word.
Be honest.
It matters for some.
Yeah, it definitely matters for some. It's going to be an interesting Camp Randall.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday night, 6 o'clock kickoff. Come on, Badgers. Let's go.
Yeah.
And listen, as the Badgers roll in and get that amazing fourth quarter win against Iowa,
yes,
the Brewers will be walking it off.
I think the momentum will carry over 70 miles.
Not one bit.
East.
Not one
Come
bit.
on with that attitude.
They're unrelated. Are you kidding me? I don't want
Come
any
on.
Badgers juju around this team. I'm sorry.
What if they win?
Trying to see if the Badgers can grab a little. Well, maybe they don't want the
I
Brewers
think
right
they.
now.
Well, yeah, I think they could win. I mean, this isn't a great Iowa team. They're 3-2.
A lot of
Wow.
it depends on your quarterback there, Dolph. If Gronowski's able to go and he's able to run, then it's a different ballgame.
Yeah, he is a game changer when he's able to run. He's what,
7 rushing touchdowns, I think it is, in 5 games.
6'3", 235.
Mhm.
He's a big fella, and he can put a hurt on a defender. But they've been frustrating. They have 3 wins and 2 losses. Their 2 losses were to ranked teams in the closing seconds, both games, which is just nightmares for fans.
Yeah, it really was. I was enjoying a couple of conversations with some Iowa people, and they were just like, "None. We needed to win that Indiana game." I give them big ups. That was the most physical somebody has played against Iowa, Indiana, that being.
yeah.
But damn, Iowa still brought the fight to him for a full 60 minutes. And when Gronowski goes out with 6 or 7 minutes left in the game, it was kind of curtains.
Yeah, I felt bad for the backup kid. Hey, what about Indiana, Oregon tomorrow? Number 2 against number 7.
That's going to be a big
game.
one. Going to be a great game. And then what else? Obviously
the Fighting Sigs, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I got Indiana going in there catching the 7.
Signettis, yeah.
The Marbreds?
Yes.
All right.
Those are full Reds. 100s going out there to Eugene.
Move. That's a bold move.
Even though I don't think they like you smoking cigarettes out there in Eugene. Or is Oregon the one where you can do basically anything?
Anything.
No, they smoke there. Don't they smoke a lot of stuff there?
Well, I know they smoke the green. I didn't know if they smoked the regular tobacco.
Yeah.
That would be one of those
Tobacco is definitely involved.
bucket list places to go catch a game at Autzen.
Oh my
Under
It's
the
awesome.
lights.
My buddy worked for Oregon football. He's shown me videos. He's told me stories. It's a phenomenal place.
You don't have one
Get us
buddy
out there, then.
Luddy doesn't have one buddy that didn't even either work with someone important, coach You have so many friends.
6 degrees of separation with
gosh.
my man is elite.
Yeah.
You're definitely right on that one.
Hey, really quick, Dodgers escaped escaped the game 5.
Yeah.
What a way to win, by the way, in the 11th inning.
Really crazy, but they were one moment away from being in the same situation the Brewers are in. So
I know.
And Phillies. So
I'm just sad we won't see those Philly powder blue unis the rest of the way.
No
to play.
kidding.
And how about Cam Scatterbo going off for 3 TDs last night?
I missed a lot of that.
Sorry, Philly. So, Danny P in the Shaw did say it could be worse. We could be waking up in Philadelphia as a sports fan right now. Double punch to the gut.
That was just an awful, awful feeling for that baseball team last night.
And their baseball team and their football team got doubled up by Jackson.
And the wild thing is they almost were, it's the opposite of this series. The road team almost won every game to force a game 5. So it's just been super bizarre. But Philly's dreams are done. Listen, he could have stopped with you could be waking up in Philadelphia. You could have just stopped. You could have just stopped Danny P by saying it could be worse. You could be waking up in Philadelphia, that trash bag town. You know what I mean?
It's not always sunny in Philadelphia, apparently.
That place is a trash bag. I know they have some cool things about it, but
I've never been, and I guess I don't want to go.
The dirty city, man.
I haven't either.
Man.
Hey, the Bucks won though last night. So
They did. Let's go. And Thanasis had a big game.
Giannis has to love that.
Giannis looked like he was having fun.
I don't
I'm
care
excited.
who you are.
I'm excited to see the season opener. And I also heard LeBron's out for like 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
With Hennessy? I meant with an injury?
Might be.
Did he
Actually an injury.
Did he break a hip? Is he on a walker?
Lord only knows.
We'll know the decision. We'll know during the decision
injury
3.
decision coming up soon.
Decision 3.
God, he makes it hard on you. Dolph, we appreciate it,
Hey,
man.
fellas.
Thanks for everything and enjoy the games this weekend.
Go Brewers. Have a great weekend.
Come on, go Brewers. Go Badgers. Take that. That's Scott Dolphin as he steps on out of the Iron Jock Studios. 877-794-1973.
So
Back
much
to the
good
talking
reaction.
text line.
Oh.
A ton of it. We're going to get to all of it. And the talk version of the NicoletLaw.com talk in text line going to be wide open on this No BS morning show. That's Armin Sari and I'm Billy Schmidt. It's No BS on the game.
So they're not trying to just go in and out, up and down on Niger Morgan here. They're trying to get him out at the risk of him getting a hit.
2-2. Morgan base it up the middle. Gomez is going to be away around. The throw to the plate. Not in time for the Brewers. Advance to the National League Championship Series.
The people have spoken, and the results are undeniable. Ridgetop Exteriors delivers. We swept the People's Choice Awards. Best roofing, best siding, best windows, and best overall home improvement company. That's not just winning, that's setting the standard with expert craftsmanship, top materials, and service that keeps homeowners coming back. 4 categories, 4 wins, 1 name. Ridgetop Exteriors, your only choice for home exteriors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and experience the difference today.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
If you or a loved one is ever hurt in an accident, don't call the first lawyer you happen to see on TV. Instead, call the law firm that's most qualified to handle the complexities of your case. Or call the firm that won the largest personal injury verdict in Wisconsin history. Or the one with the largest product liability verdict in state history. Or the one that has recovered more million-dollar results than any other firm in Wisconsin. It all happens to be the same firm. Habush, Habush & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service. Visit Habush.com for more information.
Tired of your reeling, poorly drafted, horribly injured fantasy football team? I've got something to get you fired up for the game tonight. Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to get in on all the action. You can make picks and win money right now in Wisconsin. Tonight, I've got Isaiah Pacheco higher 29.5 yards and Travis Hunter higher 3 receptions. Why? Life is too short to play the lower. Download the app today, sign up with promo code ZABE, and score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code ZABE. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 and older and present in Wisconsin. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
I'm Victor Harding, a true trial attorney at Warshevsky Law. You've heard our advertising for years. While it's been effective introducing Warshevsky to injured people in need of maximum judgments and settlements, most of our clients come from personal referral. Referrals from former clients grateful for the settlement or trial judgment Warshevsky won on their behalf. Thus, they're recommending us to friends and family. Referrals from people in the community, including other lawyers and judges who want to make sure their friends and family are taken care of. Still Still not sure? Ask around. Warshevsky is referred by Wisconsin law enforcement officers who've seen Warshevsky attorneys in action, desperate to make sure friends and family receive just compensation. Insurance adjusters, often our adversaries, refer their family members hurt in accidents. They know the work we do. They all refer Warshevsky because big case or small, we can help. If someone you love is injured, please let them know, because at the end of their ordeal, their injury is about the money. Warshevsky.com.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Go, Pack, go! Cheer on the Packers as they take on the Cincinnati Bengals at Lambeau this Sunday, October 12th, 3:25 p.m. kickoff. Grab your friends and head to Tally's Tap in Waukesha, Danny Haskell's in Muskego, Sports Page in North Prairie, or Club Paragon in Greenfield for Miller Lite specials and promotions during all Packers games. Miller Lite. Tastes great, less filling. It's Miller time. Go, Pack, go!
Divergent Family Law offers free consultations for divorce and flat rate quotes so you can make informed decisions about your next steps. Our experienced attorneys are committed to helping you understand your rights and options. Your fair share or better, divergentfamilylaw.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-496-2714. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-496-2714. That's 800-496-2714. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Our favorite four-letter word. Free! Free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
I wanna be your Friday night sweet, bright summertime sunshine, barefoot in the moonlight.
A little bit more summertime feel on this Friday night. It's still going to be definitely an autumn night, but a good weekend in the 60s if you're going to be going to Lambeau Field, hanging out with us as Packers and Bengals commence at 3:25 kick on Sunday. We're talking about it with the voice of the Green Bay Packers, Wayne Larrivee. Looking at high of 66 at game time.
That's perfect.
Little cloud cover. That's a perfect fall Sunday.
Perfect.
And beautiful day for the Packers. 14-point favorites against the Bengals coming in from Cincy.
Yeah, you noticed the hook, though. It was 14.5 until Flacco came in town.
Dropped the number a little bit.
Mr. Half Point.
You said it wasn't going to matter.
Yeah, I know. No, I did. Listen, wouldn't that be a great nickname?
Not really.
I now know that's what Armin is going to be yelling after every single time there's an incompletion back here, and you're hearing it, 30 seconds before everybody else does.
Sure.
He's going, take that, Mr. Half Point.
Oh my God.
Suck.
I hope. We need.
Trying to think that he's going to hear you 128 miles away.
Right. Exactly.
He just might, though.
He just might. You never know. I do believe in the power of the fans and the crowd and influencing what happens on the field. I do believe in that.
You're an
which
influencer.
is part of it. Which I don't know about that, but that's part of the theme today, obviously. So it's been quite a week. So it'd be nice if we got a couple wins on Saturday.
Yes.
And a big win on Sunday, and then walked out saying that was one of the great sports weekends we can remember, even though it was just the Bengals. So
hey, listen, when you haven't won a game in a month, you cannot be picky.
You can't.
And I will not be as a Green Bay Packers fan because I want to do a victory post game. It's now been a month since we've done one of those, thanks to the Packers and Badgers. Yeah,
Jeez,
just let
Billy.
that soak in a
Sorry
little bit.
for you, man.
It's okay. Let that soak in. But we're good. Tim Allen's going to be doing a victory post game. He's going to be here in 10 minutes. Andy in Grafton wants to talk some Brewers with us. He's at 877-794-1973. NicolaLaw.com talk and text line. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning. So the pitch right before Ian Happ's home run, the announcers on TV said that Contreras was looking for a fastball up and Peralta threw a changeup low. And right then and there is when I knew we were in trouble again, because there's been this, I don't know what it is with our pitchers, but their inability to be either on the same page with the catcher or their inability to get ahead in the count. It seems like every time they face a batter, they're behind in the count and they're trying to get these Cubs players to chase. Well, you're not going to get a player to chase when you have no command of your pitches.
That's a great point.
And second,
okay, go ahead, Andy. Sorry.
And second, in what world is Bryce Terang a cleanup batter? Because his approach in these playoffs is absolutely terrible. He swings and misses at the same pitch every single at bat. And that has to be a killer, because you even go back to game 3. Chirio leads off with a double. Bryce Terang comes up there and has maybe the worst at bat that I've seen in a very long time. I don't know how he's a cleanup hitter.
Well, and Andy, appreciate the call, because I kind of can't disagree with a portion of it, because if you look at the strikeouts for Bryce Terang, actually in, I believe it's the 4th inning. Yes, 4th inning. The 3 pitches he does look at twice and then swing at, almost the exact same spot. Now, different pitch shape, because I think one's a slider, one's a curve, whatever.
He was guessing,
but the
obviously.
point is very well taken. Yeah. And like, I agree, in game 3, I thought that was one of his worst at-bats of the season. And yesterday, again, looked quite lost. But again, there's not necessarily, you can go back to all of the splits as to how they hit in each one of the spots in the order and just try to go with every single person's best one. You need your best players to play their best in the postseason.
Yes.
And Christian Yelich last night, he's on base twice with 2 walks. He hasn't been the problem, right? Jackson Chourio, William Contreras, far from the problem. But Bryce Terang was one of the biggest reasons why you were the number 1 overall seed in all of baseball. That's why they've put him kind of in that spot and how they're building out the order. But yesterday's lineup, I'll be honest with you, that's the hand raised in air, because I thought it's ticketed for games 1 and 2. Easy one. I've now referenced this twice. Felt kind of Mark Daigneault.
Wow.
Oklahoma City Thunder coach.
Great reference. Yes.
They're the freight train best team in basketball.
And they
go up to Indiana game 1 against a team that sneaks into the finals, and they change their entire lineup.
Right.
Brother, you're the number 1 team.
Right.
You're the best. You're here for a reason. Make them beat you. And I would have rolled with it, what you saw game 1 and 2. Instead, you saw a cobbled together version of that, and the worst results of the series. 3 hits for the Brewers offense last night. I struggle to be too upset with the pitching decision when you get 3 hits. Tim Allen talked about it late into the night, early into the morning today. He joins us on the other side. It's the No BS Morning Show. Andrew Ludwig produces. Armin Sarian's right there. I'm Billy Schmidt, 877-794-1973. Join us on the NicolaLaw.com talk and text line. Stay wide on the game.
Now, here's traffic from Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Call the Tri-City Total Traffic Tip Line at 414-944-5111.
4145 northbound slowing between North Avenue and Burleigh, and 4145 southbound still stop and go between 124th and Good Hope Road. That delay into construction. 43 southbound, your exit ramp to Silver Spring closed with road work until tomorrow. I'm Bonnie Green, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mucinex Kickstart.
I woke up feeling like cough, congestion, headache was coming on. I thought, no, I have big plans this weekend. So I took Mucinex Kickstart, all-in-one and done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Mucinex Kickstart for relief with a kick at your favorite retailer. Use as directed.
It's Brian Butch here for Window Nation in Milwaukee. October is here, and with good weather comes more home improvement projects. Do you have an old, stuck, or cracked window that you've been putting off replacing? Window Nation in Milwaukee can help. This month, when you buy 2 windows, you'll get 2 more for free. There's no limit to how many windows you replace, and your total price includes 1-day installation. With Window Nation, you also won't have to make any payments for 2 years, which is a big deal with the holiday season coming up. And did I mention Window Nation has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau? That's a real peace of mind when deciding on the right company to upgrade your home. Prefer to hear what other customers have to say? Check out their over 45,000 5-star reviews. Put an end to your window problems before this beautiful fall weather ends. Now through October 31st. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free now, plus pay nothing for 2 years. With Window Nation, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Visit windownation.com today to start your free estimate. That's windownation.com.
Real feedback from Brookfield and Mequon's Reset Restore MD patient.
My daughter's intravenous ketamine treatments made a significant difference in just 2 weeks.
R&R for relief. Reset Restore MD. rnrmd.com.
Seed oils are the #1 source of American calories, are combustion engine fuel and industrial lubricants. Seed oils cause arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, and chronic illness. It's not theory. Relativity equals expertise plus execution. TotalHealthInc.com.
Southeast Wisconsin just faced historic rainfall and flooding. And now, who do you call? Don't trust your home to just anyone. For 50 years, Community Roofing and Restoration has been right here, helping families protect what matters most, their home and their loved ones inside. Call the experts your neighbors have relied on for generations. Community Roofing and Restoration. Local, trusted, proven. Visit communityroofing.com.
High quality meat, unbeatable freshness, and a family style commitment to care. That's the Heartland's difference. Heartland Steak Co. is your go-to source for premium Midwest meats delivered straight to your door, including our hand-cut selection of USDA prime and choice beef, always flash frozen for peak freshness. Go to heartlandsteakco.com. Use code football25 and get 2 ribeyes with a purchase of $150 or more. Heartland Steak Co. Your one-stop shop for straight to your door Midwest meat. Taste the Heartland difference at heartlandsteakco.com.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
Need a tree on the ground now? Cut and Go offers same day or next day half service tree removal. We do the dangerous part, putting the trees on the ground in orderly fashion. You do the cleanup. A Trees and Tons movement. cutandgotrees.com. That's CUTNGO trees.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
For award-winning injury lawyers, when you're injured, you call Nicolay Law. Get the beer, get the win.
Make 97.3 The Game your #1 preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
Live from Milwaukee and heard on the iHeart app by fans everywhere. We are WRNW-FM Milwaukee. 97.3 The Game.
#1 for sports and stuff.
Eight 877-794-1973. Talking text lines hot this morning. And this man got it rolling this morning. Tim Allen joins us.
Boy, oh boy.
With no longer the stranglehold we thought.
No stranglehold.
until Saturday night at 7:08 first pitch when Jacob Mizorowski takes the bump and unleashes a 104-mile-an-hour heat.
Not sure.
Potentially against the Chicago Cubs. Timmy, you're rolling last night. Now, it's not necessarily the one that you wanted to be on, but we've seen a lot of teams have moments like this before coming back and winning the decisive game at home, get blown out in the game when the team when their backs are against the wall and they perform admirably. And a 3-run Ian Happ home run kind of felt like it finished the game quite early last night.
Can you get a scoreless first inning?
One time would be nice.
Yeah, can you get the scoreless first inning? You continually and that's really, we want something or someone to blame. We do. And for me,
true.
I've got a lot.
That's totally true.
I do have. There's a lot of choices here, but one of the ones at the top of the list would be: can you not allow them to score in the first inning and try that?
That's priority number 1, by the way. In game 5.
think so. Yeah, man. It just you give them hope immediately. Immediately, you say they're in the game. Now the Brewers in games 1 and 2, they came right back,
overcame it.
Yep, they put up a 6-pack of runs in one of the games. They tied it with a 3 spot. But can you just not give them hope right out of the chute here? And that's why I'm thinking Pat Murphy. Is it Mizorowski? I don't know. If it were my choice, I'm given the choice. Tim, what do you do on tomorrow night?
Tim, what are you doing on Saturday night if you're the manager of the Milwaukee Brewers?
I'm glad you asked. That would be Jared Koenig to open that game.
Oh,
all right.
There we go. We've had the suggestion of throw one of your closers in the first inning. I thought, well, Trevor McGill wasn't exactly phenomenal last night, so I wouldn't mind Jared Koenig. Again, he hasn't been exact nails through the series, but he hasn't given up runs.
You're going to get some outs. Just put up a 0. I don't care, Jared, how you do it. Put up a 0. And you are pretty much forced to go with Mizorowski as the bulk pitcher here.
Yeah, and we had somebody suggest Chad Patrick, your boy, but now that he's pitched on back-to-back days, I think he's going to be done. Yeah, they've seen him quite a bit now.
And that's significant to point out because now we're rotating through these relievers and both sides. This does happen on both sides where you get it like Palencia. I think the Brewers are about to crack that code again.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that, but it's just going to happen. I mean, don't you want to – we got to plant the seed of doubt somehow in the Cubs. And that's the thing I think about Mizorowski more than anything. Like Billy's talked about it, and what do we do for game 5? I don't know if I believe that the Cubs believe they can hit Mizorowski.
No, that's what Austin and Spring Grove on the Talking Text line said. As a Cubs fan, the last guy I want to see is Miz, because if he finds it and has some confidence, he can easily start mowing guys down.
But then the question is, do you start with him or not? Because obviously this is going to be an all hands on deck, mix and match, out by out type of game. We know that. So I'm totally fine with Miz getting a bulk appearance. It's just it's
a moot point if you can't score runs.
Yeah, and Timmy, that's the part of it. Like I get some reaction last night right away of unbelievable. You go with Freddie Peralta and you're buried in the first inning with a 3-run shot. You lose every game that you score no runs and on 3 hits. That's all you got was three bleeping hits. Yeah. And the frustrating part of the 5th inning, that felt like the moment where the dam could be breaking. Boyd was phenomenal last night after a couple of bad appearances against the Brewers. Credit to him for righting the ship a little bit. But the 5th inning is the first time that you got him a little bit on the ropes. He walks Perkins on 5 pitches. He hasn't found the strike zone that well. Frelick just got him for a double. And I know it's Joey Ortiz, but you lay down a bunt, give him an out, and then Yelich and Churio come back without being able to deliver. Armin called it a terrible decision. What was your thought when Joey Ortiz first pitch lays that thing down over onto the left side?
I was curious and interesting for sure, because the night before you're down 1 in the 8th inning, you don't bunt. This you're down 3 in the 5th and you do bunt. I mean, that part of it, what do you, and now I get getting on the board because I think that's important there. Down 3-0, if you can at least get 1 in there. But my goodness, I mean, let's go for the big inning. And I think it's also interesting. You mentioned Boyd there. You go with the right-handed, heavy, I would say, lineup in games 1 and 2. because you faced a couple of lefties.
Mm-hmm.
Then the lefty comes back in and you stay with the lefty. Your one and cleanup hitter were left-handed against Boyd.
Yeah, it just made no sense, Tim. Like in all of the lineup conversations that we had about Craig Counsell, Ryan and Muskego said, "Are we sure Pat Murphy wasn't behind some of these decisions that we bagged on Counsell for?" But it was just so peculiar when I heard Drew read it off while we're in Madison for the football feast last night. I'm just like, wait, you had a script in games 1 and 2 that they weren't able to shake. And I don't care if the difference is Chourio at home or on the road and it's cold or not. He's going to hit and he's going to have to run at some particular point. Throw him in right up away and see if you can start this thing strong like you just did a couple of days ago.
What? Here's another one. I mean, the list, we're just getting going here. Why was Jackson Chourio running around in left field in a runaway game in the 8th inning last night?
Yeah,
bottom of the 8th inning.
Yep, that's a good question.
Really, Pat?
Yeah, that should be Isaac Collins at that point. You got to start managing for tomorrow.
Without a doubt.
That's a good point. I'll admit I didn't think about it, but you're totally right. You have to start thinking about game 5 there. That was peculiar.
Is it going to be Colin Ray, Aaron Savali, and Craig Counsell getting the last laugh along with Drew Pomerantz?
I don't think just because they exist.
That attitude. Come on.
Well, I mean, you made this bed.
They did, Timmy. It's definitely not you're doing.
I will say this, and I want to, I'll defend the Eeyores among us a little bit. This is why people feared playing the Cubs, right? They just wanted to avoid this series, right, Timmy?
Yeah, that's why. This is exactly why I didn't want to play the Cubs. Now, will it be sweeter if they win tomorrow night?
It's gonna be awesome.
Oh my goodness, what a celebration! But you just didn't want this opportunity to happen.
Yeah,
that's the thing here. I mean, guys, I don't know what happened to Murph. And again, I'll go back to if Yelly. There's some really famous quotes here. Yelly's going to get more at bats. That's why he's leading off.
Mm-hmm.
Even a lefty Murph, yeah, he's going to get more at bats. Okay, well, if that's the case, you have your leading RBI man, guy who knocked in more runs than anybody else throughout the season because he was in the 2-3-4 hole, mainly 3-4. Yeah, he's going to lead off. He has no chance of knocking a run unless he goes yard to lead off the game. But then who's he going to knock in? Blake Perkins and Joey Ortiz?
Well, then you don't get the opportunity to drive in Joey Ortiz. But yeah, you're exactly right.
Timmy.
You have the guy sitting right there who is your best run producer. And again, get somebody on who they have not been able to figure out on the mound. And that's been Chourio in the series. He's still almost hitting 500.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
And we've questioned the lineup thing a number of different times for years on end. And when somebody says it doesn't matter, last night in the last couple of games does feel like it matters. Dan and Elkhorn said, you want to keep the Cubs off the board in the first inning. Miz walking 3 in a row, not the recipe for that. Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking. But I'll say this part of it, Tim. You haven't gotten a shutdown first inning yet.
No.
So what's the problem with going for the bigger lottery ticket? What's the worst that he does? Put you down 3-0?
Oh, if he's on.
Haven't we just seen that story twice in the last 3 games?
If he's on, he's going to be on. Now, another famous quote, deserves a chance. Deserves a chance?
And who was that in reference to, please?
Brandon Lockridge.
Oh, yikes.
Deserves a chance. Collins doesn't. Perkins doesn't. Bowers doesn't. Who deserves a chance? Brandon Lockridge? Brandon Lockridge, if the Brewers went to the Game 7 of the World Series, even if they started out in the wild card round, NLDS, NLCS, World Series, and all of those games went to max play, Brandon Lockridge shouldn't start any one of those games.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I mean, yeah, he didn't deserve. Yeah, deserving a chance is kind of a wild.
Deserved it, Tim. He worked so hard down there at AAA
because he played competitive in 5 games of intramural stickball.
Oh my god,
it was what he did in those intersquad games that I was watching.
It is
because if we really believe, wouldn't that apply to Isaac more than anybody? Like
Yes.
a guy that's played great
He
all
deserves
year.
to play.
Like a guy that's played great all year, could have, rookie of the year type year. Obviously had struggles the last month of the year. He'd be the one to say we deserve it. But
Now,
okay, I appreciate all of these criticisms. But doesn't it matter more if the players don't execute more than anything? I mean, and I think that applies in this sport more than any other one. We can criticize every decision we want. The players have to execute when they're in there and they're given a chance.
Well, Armin,
Whether
the
you're
environment was rough.
Yeah, the crowd got to them. That's what Pat said. Yeah.
Yeah. How's that? I mean, okay, they're young players. I get it. So using that philosophy, that's a rough environment. Why did you start Priester then over the crusty veteran Quintana? And you used him the same night.
Yeah, the same night, and didn't allow yourself to use him
Okay,
coming up the following night.
But all that said, there is something in the back of my little brain here that's
Come
just
on.
wiggling around. Just I don't know what it is. I think just this. Now I did fear the Cubs heading into this thing, but something tells me now that this is like the Brewer way. You're going to make it interesting, but you will find a way to win tomorrow.
Well, and that's the way. Again, the playoffs aren't easy. Mark just says, "What the hell's wrong with you guys? Playoffs aren't easy. Losses will happen, but Saturday the Brewers mash and it'll be glorious." Like, this is why you fight so hard to win the division and get the number 1 overall seed, is to have this game at home, Tim.
Yep.
You do have the little bit of the superpower there in the crowd. I'm a little bit nervous of the split being a little different than it was in games 1 and 2, because they already now sold the NLCS tickets. So a little bit less of a fear that you can strike through, that you're not going to be able to buy tickets on the code that you get for the first one. But there is a reason to believe Saturday night could be one of the greatest home environments and best moments that American Family Field has ever seen.
Now,
And there's nobody that wants to think right about that right now, because you just got 3 hit at Wrigley. But there's a lot of folks that were watching in the Indiana Pacers just drum the absolute hell out of their Oklahoma City Thunder before they were going into Game 7 at their home building, and they beat the piss out of those guys the other night. So there's an opportunity still here for Game 2's result to be the exact same thing you watched coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, it absolutely could be. And now I was a little confused. So these tickets have already been sold prior to the Cubs coming back in games 3 and 4.
The you talking the NLCS tickets?
No. This game 5. It's tomorrow night's game.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these have already been sold, right? They just didn't go on sale, or they just weren't floating out
it's all
there.
secondary market.
Yeah,
that would be
secondary
rolling
market
through.
stuff. I don't think there was a release of extra ones either. Sometimes they
Right.
release
So-
extra ones. Yeah.
We're not going to see like this 60-40 Cub fan thing like we would see in, a series in June.
Are you sure?
I'm assuming.
I hope not. There's a fear that there will be Brewers fans that are going to start selling off. And I would hope and pray that's not the case.
Will it
You've
be
been
more
waiting
than
all year for this.
90-10? Well, yeah, it's going to be better 90-10 like it was in games 1 and 2.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
Because
it'll
Cubs
be
fans are excited right now.
a little bit neutralized.
Yeah.
And again, this is another reason why I didn't want to play the team, but it does come to the point where they're for some reason they're going to find a way. It might look daunting, but then you turn around and you're relentless and you're a woodpecker and you play with conviction, using all of Pat Murphy's terms. It was not a pleasant night last night.
No, it wasn't. Now that's been the case in a lot of great Brewer moments. It's looked bleak. It's looked like, okay, even 2011, you're up 2-0. You're flying to Arizona happy, and then all of a sudden you get spanked for 2 games. Spanked. And you have to come home and try and win a game 5. I mean, people can talk about momentum going into these series, but history doesn't show it. Game 5 is a winner take all, and anything can happen. So I think you have to look at that home field advantage as your one and only superpower right now. And you have to make it your own. You Brewers fans can't walk in there with the mentality like we're going to blow it again. You have to be ready to fight like you were in game 1 and 2 and ready to help your team fight and let the chips fall where they may.
I mean, Bryce Durant 2 hits. Armin,
he's
Bryce
got to get
Durant
better.
2 hits.
He's got to do more. That's the one guy in this series more than anybody that I think his absence of production has really hurt the Brewers. You talk about why was he in the cleanup spot last night, and I can appreciate the questions about the lineup. And I know people, okay, we get a question. We get a question on the NickLayLaw.com talking text line 262. Have you ever seen a more botched and mismanaged series? I still believe you put your players in whatever position they are, They have to come
but
through.
you have to put him in the best position.
I understand, Billy.
There's a
and I don't know
difference
why he
between
was
putting him
cleanup.
in a position and putting him in the best position to have success.
But whether or not he's batting cleanup, he should be hitting better than he is now. He's been playing better all year. He's been a big part, the biggest part of the team. And the fact that he struggled all series has really hurt this club.
Yeah. I mean, now is it time tomorrow to play a little more offensive game, or do you stick with, hey, you got to go with your defensive guys? Okay. For example, do you start an Isaac Collins in left? Churio moves to center. Now that's gambling, both positions. There's no doubt.
And definitely gambling with the health. Almost more would wonder if they would go Sal.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, especially obviously with Jackson. However, most of the damage has been done on home runs. Hell, Luddy, you could play left field and watch the ball sail over the wall.
It's not going to be an issue in that situation.
Well, yeah,
I could play left field if it's just going to sail over the wall.
If there's a grounder that comes through the infield, Tim, it's a little dicey with me out there. I don't know.
Okay.
Even Carlos Lee played.
Knock it down, Andrew.
Yeah,
Knock
just
it down.
Keep it in front of you, kid. Where if you have to. But no, Timmy, and I would ask you that question more than us, because I would assume you would be still trying to hold those individuals and your offensive weapons for the prime time to strike and the best opportunity to hang a crooked number, but they haven't necessarily deployed those guys in the moment to have the biggest crooked number.
That was another mistake he made in game 3 with the Lockridge thing, saying, hey, it's sort of like going with our reserves first. Wait, what? Are you okay? Listen to this. Let's bold the word reserves, shall we? This isn't participation stuff. Everybody, Rhys Hoskins, I don't care. I just read the article this morning. I've gotten 3.5 hours sleep, so I'm ready to go.
This is some of the best Tim Allen we're going to get.
This dude, I don't care what he says to the media. He is fuming inside.
Has to be.
Oh my goodness. Wow. They bring me in here at 17 mil a pop for a couple of years. I carry the team in April and May. And I got to sit to watch not only at the end of the bench, Brandon Lockridge. He doesn't even sit at the end of the bench. He's starting in game 3.
Starting in game 3 on the road.
Because the reserves need to play. I would have much preferred to see Jake Bauers in that outfield. I'll gamble with that. Now that's been a little bubbly, along with Collins defensively. But again, there's a list, and I hate compiling these lists, so I'm not going to do it in any official capacity. But this offseason, and it's a big if, and I don't think it'll happen, but if it does happen to end tomorrow, that list will be front and center through the offseason for me. Murph, Murph has admitted that he's tased himself. Okay, so that, and we've talked about it over the years. Can a manager slump?
Yep.
And they can.
Might be in one right now. I heard the exact same thing that they were saying, though, on 670 a couple of days ago about Craig Counsell being in a slump.
Sure.
And
funny how this short series, it just kind of, it's ebbs and flows, roller coaster ride quickly.
And that's where I go back to, and I appreciate all the points you're making, but aren't we always going to react that way no matter what the results are? Because the results are what they are. So we're going to blame it on the manager must have made the wrong decision.
Somebody.
And that's the only thing I would say here. I'm not saying the facts you're saying or the questions you're bringing up aren't legit, but it's like,
we're not putting enough on the players.
I think you, whatever the results are, if the Brewers lose this series, of course you're going to blame the manager and the decisions you make. But I also think that the Brewers could have, and very well would have overcome any decision made if they also played the way that I believe they can play, which is better. Now, when it comes down to it, we're only talking about one game at this point, right? So you have to ask yourself, from a decision standpoint, what is the best decision? I know we've been talking about that.
But have you agreed with any of the decisions? Because I get where you're coming from, Armin, and I totally understand putting it on the players. I do. I generally do that a whole lot.
Yeah.
But when you keep saying, like, well, this decision or that decision or that decision or this decision, when you're adding that many questions to the conversation and you're the one that's providing the questions, then I think it's pretty fair to question, are you being a net positive or a net negative to the club right now?
And I think Pat's a net positive, but I didn't like Lockridge. I didn't like the bunt, and I do wonder why Yelich isn't in the 3-hole.
So that's tough for me to say that he's doing anything to put the guys in the right situations.
Sure,
and I get that they should still be performing, but you're here to put them in the best situations possible.
I know, but my point is there are also decisions we've questioned that have worked out, and we haven't sat there and said, well, it worked out, so therefore he's costing the team. You could have overcome that. This team could have played better. Freddie Peralta was in there as our best pitcher. He's pitched better in the past. He's the one ultimately that gives up the runs that puts you in that position right away. So that's the only point I'm trying to make.
How many games has Yelich led off this calendar year? How many games?
I don't have the number, but it's not a lot, right?
I think it's 9.
He did a lot more.
5 at the end of the season and 4 here in the playoffs.
I'd put him back in the 3.
9 games?
I agree.
Hold on. The 157 games that Yelich didn't get the most at-bats is now prevalent. He needs the most at-bats now. Just out of the blue. Poof. There he is in the leadoff spot with 5 games remaining in the regular season. Wait, what? He gets more at-bats, which I understand. And I'm a fan of that.
Yes.
But I do trust my top 3 hitters in Chourio, Terang, and Contreras to get on base in that first inning. I trust one of them to get on base for Yelich to get an at-bat in the first inning.
Yeah, and I mean, again, small sample sizes in a couple, just in the regular season at least, in 6 games started, 29 plate appearances, 24 at-bats. He's got a 595 OPS in the leadoff spot. He's got an 866 OPS in the cleanup spot. So, I mean, there's reason to point to a couple cases where like the numbers would validate. Why don't we just do what he has been best at and let your best players be in their most comfortable situations? So very much so.
Find a way.
There's a lot of questions, but all you can do is win the whole damn thing.
Win tonight. Find a way. Go back to just for some reason. I just think they've done this on purpose to us.
Yeah, they just want to make you sweat a little bit.
Gosh, yeah.
They want to have a little bit more fun. And then they heard that the Phillies ended up losing so that they could be in prime time on Saturday night, Tim, and they just wanted that 7 o'clock Saturday night.
Oh, my goodness.
slot.
This is something. This is one of the bigger games in franchise history, folks.
Oh, you
no
better
doubt.
believe it. It's right now. It's in. I
Yep.
think it comes into the top 5 or 6.
But
It's up there.
Would you rather have it than not, though? I think that's the way you got to look.
No, I don't want
You'd rather
it.
us not be playing right now?
No, I'd rather have them win one of these games,
that's
3 or
what
4,
it's-
and just be done with this fight.
Put yourself right into
No,
that
of course
one, Armin.
that.
You
but
want
Wow.
yourself right
Would
into
you rather
that.
have the chance to play in the series? It's my point.
I
I'm
was
not.
hoping you were going to go Marv Levy and say, where else would you rather be than right here, right
I
now?
don't know. I don't.
Tim said, I'd rather have my ass on the couch watching the Badgers and Hawkeyes.
Waiting for Monday
Well,
night.
Wait
We're
for
also
Monday.
and we're also saying that because you won the first 2. So just pretend,
Exactly,
Pretend we
yes.
won 3 and 4, and then you feel better.
Maybe.
These are just tactics I do to therapy with myself. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just trying to.
877-794-1973.
Jeez.
Timmy, we're gonna let you get some sleep.
Yeah.
All
have a
right.
break and get yourself ready to roll coming up tomorrow night. Get yourself stocked up because we know that you're going to need plenty of those Marb lights, and we cannot wait to be listening to you coming up tomorrow night.
Do some of my best work hungover, so that may be tomorrow.
This was some of your best stuff. Ooh, we're going drinking tonight.
Yeah, there you go, Luddy.
Is that what I heard? You're going drinking tonight?
I've been
Timmy?
out in Kenosha.
There you go.
Or we can go out downtown by me.
I'll
if
be at
that's a
that
more
little
fun, I
corner
think.
bar that's about ready to crumble to the ground.
I've been there.
Oh,
Yep.
you're going to be here?
The best one.
877-794-1973. Timmy, we love you, brother. We'll talk
All
to you.
right, see you, boys.
There he is, Tim Allen, hanging out with us here. Did I say that out loud?
You did.
Oh, okay.
All right.
877-794-1973.
Let me ask you a question real quick. And this is an interesting thought, and 920 has. He said, yes, Koenig has to start and get out of a high leverage first inning. You know, it's a great thought. It's a great idea. What if it doesn't work? People are going to say, what was Murph doing something crazy for, right? But the decision in the moment says like, okay, Koenig can do high leverage and get out of the first. That might work, right? So that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Armin,
Billy.
I totally get what you're talking about, but you've added 4 different questions and then said, why are we questioning the manager? Because there's 4 questionable decisions sitting right there. Like that's the part that you need to understand. We fully understand what you're saying. I don't think you understand where we're all coming from. 877-794-1973. We'll do a lot more of it on the other side. We got calls banked right now. Hold on right there.
Stay
You're coming up next, Tom, in Brookfield. You're first up out of the chute. 877-794-1973. Cubs win games 3 and 4. Decisive game 5 comes up at American Family Field on Saturday night. Keep it right here. You got the game.
From the Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha Total Traffic Center.
4145 southbound, a stop-and-go delay between 124th and Good Hope with road work. 4145 northbound, Mayfair to Capitol is backed up. And northbound 27th Street, a right lane is closed between 43894 and West Botsford until 3. I'm Bonnie Green, and that's your latest Total Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Lynch Automotive family of dealerships.
For over 65 years, the Lynch family of dealerships has been more than just a car dealership. Starting in 1957, we've treated our customers like family from day one. Start your car buying journey today at shoplynch.com.
Don't let Christmas shopping sneak up on you. It's Toyland time at Fleet Farm. We've stocked up on the hottest toys from brands like Lego, Barbie, Melissa and Doug, John Deere, and more. And get ready, our annual toy giveaway happens at 7 a.m. Saturday, October 11th, where the first 125 customers will get a free Toyland toy. Check out our selection of all things under the tree at the best prices guaranteed at Fleet Farm. And don't forget to build the kids' wish list from our Toyland catalog at fleetfarm.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
The teams are ready to go. The question is, are you ready? HD TVs in every room. Check. Blue and gold flag out front. Check. Grill ready to fire up. Check. Chips, dips, check, and check. Now the real planning begins. A trip to Discount Liquor to complete your Milwaukee baseball party or tailgate. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Is beer on the menu? We'll set you up with your favorite or recommend something new. We have over 2,000 to choose from. What about liquor? Our variety is unmatched, as is our selection of wine. So if you want it, we've got it. Discount Liquor is your Milwaukee baseball playoff party headquarters. Discount Liquor has everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2.
Discount Liquor.
Whoa, what are these?
Dude, Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks. They've got them in cheesy garlic or pepperoni. They're seriously not messing around. These bad boys bake right in their own tray and come fully loaded.
Okay, these are insane. Is this dinner?
Nope, just the warm-up.
Find Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks, fully loaded. Bring the flavor.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-978-1515. That's 800-978-1515. The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Morning showers today, then some afternoon sun. Windy with temperatures in the mid-60s, dropping to 40s tonight, then sunny and pleasant over the weekend with highs in the 60s. A few more showers possible early next week. I'm Fox 6 meteorologist Stephanie Barrichello.
This report is sponsored by LubeTech, your local mobile lubricants distributor in Wisconsin. You need a partner you can count on. LubeTech delivers top-tier fluids for heavy-duty automotive and manufacturing applications. Backed by mobile technology, they help you drive performance every day. Get 20% off your first order at lubetech.com or call them today to get started.
This week on United States of Kennedy, the podcast.
Teamsters President Jimmy Hoffa once promised to break both of Bobby Kennedy's arms.
Bobby, JFK's attorney general, wanted to take down the mob, starting with Hoffa.
This is Bobby trying to get the world to care about him, which explains all this passion and anger going into this, even though it's still kind of ineptly handled.
Each week, we dive into our cultural fascination with the Kennedy dynasty.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search United States of Kennedy, and listen now.
Make 97.3 The Game your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
The kick is blocked. It is blocked. It is blocked. And the Packers have won. Beautiful.
The home of your Green Bay Packers and the flagship of the Packers Radio Network.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
97.3 The Game.
Another payoff. And it's a high fly ball to left field. Happ underneath it, in front of the wall. This ball's gone!
More of that. That was Andrew Vaughn in game 2 to tie it in the first inning. 3-3, a 3-run shot by the home team yesterday. The deciding factor. It ultimately is a 6-0 loss for the Crew. They come back for game 5 of the NLDS, and we're talking about it at 877-794-1973. Jason and Waukesha, they're coming back to Milwaukee. We got this. Positivity, not negativity. If anybody thought we would sweep our way through the World Series, you're wrong. It's going to be a struggle with grit and determination. Longtime listener, Jason in Waukesha, that's the kind of grit, that's the kind of spirit that you need. This wasn't going to be easy. It never was. It wasn't just going to be a blue and yellow checkered path all the way to the Commissioner's Trophy.
That's true.
You were going to have to be able to grind through and have a big struggle. But the Brewers have lost each of the last 5 potential series clinching games dating back to game 7 of the 2018 NLCS. So there's not great numbers that stack up here. However, Jackson Chourio has hit safely in each of his first 7 postseason games as a big leaguer. Maybe find a way to have Jackson Chourio get more at-bats. That was the reason why we had Christian Yelich in the leadoff spot. Again, Yelly hasn't been the problem so far,
right.
But the first 2 games, Jackson Chourio leads off. Brewers win 2 games at American Family Field, and now Yelich leads off 2 games at Wrigley Field. They drop both games at Wrigley. Frustrating result. However, Brewers win every home game in the postseason. They will be World Series champions. 877-794-1973. Let's go to Tom in Brookfield. Been patiently waiting. Tom, we appreciate the patience. What do you got this morning?
I was excited when the series started because I thought we had the better manager. But Murphy is doing what Counsell did in the past. He's over managing. And you guys mentioned, him hitting 2 things mainly that boggled my mind. He hits Terang cleanup when he's in somewhat of a slump at Wrigley with the wind blowing in, number 1. Number 2, you do not start Priest or a young guy like that on the road. You have a guy that's had experience in Quintana pitching in big games at Wrigley Field. Why don't you start him? And he's over managing. Dance with what got you to the 97 wins. I know you have to manage somewhat differently in the postseason.
Yeah.
But he's pulling a Counsell. He really is.
Would you have pitched
outmanaged by Counsell?
Tom, would you have pitched Priester in game 2? Would you have tried to stay away from him the entire series, or what would your thought have been there?
No, I would have pitched. No, I definitely would have pitched him at home.
Okay.
You need a vet to pitch at Wrigley. You need a vet that's been in the fire. And what better guy that pitched at Wrigley than Quintana? That's why I think he pitched so good the other night. He went after him. And then just the lineup changes. Like I said, Terang at cleanup. Yelich leading off. I just don't get it. Yelich is your biggest RBI producer. Why are you leading him off?
It's a great question.
I don't get it.
Tom, keep the faith. Keep the faith, and we appreciate the call.
No way.
Oh, did he say no way?
Oh, I can't have that part. That was the part of the call I can't have.
We can't say the no way part.
I can't have you giving up, man. I understand we're going through it. We're all going through it. I understand the frustration, but I can't have you giving up now. Yeah, I mean, dance with what got you, but then don't pitch Priester. See, Priester danced with you.
No, but he said Priester at home. Yeah. And I think that was the script that many of us thought you would have played. I think everybody going into the series anticipated it was going to be Freddie Peralta game 1, Quinn Priester game 2. That's why we were all so stunned right away when it became a bullpen game in game 2. However, I liked how it worked out, right? Like it ended up playing itself well in game 2. Did it because Aaron Ashby again gives up the 3-run shot in the first inning. So the numbers and the decisions are stacking up that a lot of the different buttons being pushed have simply not worked out. Is that poor decision making? Is it poor process? Or is it just simply The ball is rolling onto the other side. You can quickly stop this. I don't believe this is one big avalanche of momentum. We talked about it a lot. I think momentum is different in a lot of different sports. Baseball is one that you create your own momentum. And I think you need somebody that's going to potentially create some momentum on Saturday night to start. And I wonder if that would be Jacob Misiorowski, because I'm with Tom. Quintana, again, in hindsight, we talked about it in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely talked myself into Priester Aviation flying high at Wrigley Field.
And Quintana pitched well when he got in there.
Pitched so well
when he got in there.
And if you were gonna pitch him, I thought the reason why he wasn't pitching was maybe it was a little health related. He was ready to go, and if he is ready to go, that might have been another decision that we're gonna look back at very, very poorly. John's in Kenosha. He's up at 877-794-1973. Hi, John.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, John.
That previous caller kind of touched about how I feel. I feel like Murph gave this series away. It needed to be Priester on game 2, Quintana game 3, and then if we needed game 4, we go back to and then we have Priester to come back on game 5 if we actually needed it. And right now we're facing going into game 5 with nobody to pitch. Quintana pitched on Wednesday. Really, you don't want to use him on 2 days rest. What do we have? Misiorowski? I got zero confidence in him. Because if I'm a Cubs player, I'm not swinging until he throws strikes.
Like he ended up doing in game 2 where he delivered 3 scoreless innings.
Did he really? No, did he really?
Yeah, he did, John. Yeah, he did, John. He gave 3 scoreless innings in game 2 against the
Check the
exact
box
same
score.
team.
It's still in there.
Well,
American Family
and
Field.
that's go ahead, John.
I get what they're saying, but what happened is the Cubs were bailing him out by swinging. I would not swing when he pitches.
Okay.
I go up to my bat, I put it on my shoulder and wait for him to throw strikes.
Well, I think if you knew
if
if you knew that the team that you're pitching against isn't going to swing, I think everybody would succeed. I mean, the problem is you just don't know that that's going to be the case. I think Miz is the one guy right now the Cubs know they haven't solved yet in this series, and maybe Quintana as well. That's the one guy, and that's kind of part of the reason I would consider him going forward, Billy.
Appreciate the call, John. I like he did. He had success. That is actual fact that he threw this 3 scoreless innings. But sure, and John's point is fair. They definitely swang at pitches, some out of the zone, some because it looked like it was going to be in the zone. I also think that you could make an argument that Misiorowski got a little bit squeezed in that game. But the emotion is going to be so high, there is definite question as to how he handles the moment.
Absolutely. You're just trying to predict the future.
I think you have to, again, you might just be backed into a corner and it's your best option. I think that's the biggest swing for a fence moment that you would be able to get. And whether it's bullpen and it goes to Jared Koenig and then it goes to Misiorowski, he's going to factor in big time. And I would also assume Quinn Priester factors in quite a bit because he did only throw 39 pitches the other night.
I think if you believe Quinn should have pitched at home, then this is a great spot for him too. So I would think Quinn's going to get a look. I think everyone's going to get a look. I think Pat's going to look at everything he has and try and make the best decisions possible and hope those guys execute. But I would agree with you, Billy. If you're trying to go after it with your best guys and your best stuff, Miz should get a bulk appearance here. Whether it's 2 innings, whether it's 4, whether it's one really big one, it's going to be a high leverage moment.
Eric in Houston, can you imagine this? Priester and Miz combined to throw the majority of innings and a win in game 5. I love that. I definitely can. And ultimately, I think the Brewers very much can go and win game 5. And I'm expecting they do, right? I understand the pessimism, no doubt about it. But I expect them to go and win the baseball game. They have it at home, and there's a reason why they've been one of the best teams throughout the season. 414 said, can we go with Chad Patrick again? I don't know that you can go to Chad Patrick again. He pitched in back-to-back days. He's not really a reliever, so I don't know how his back how he recovers and gets ready to go in this game. I also think that there's a question because they've now seen him 3 times in the series, right? Misiorowski is another one that they've only seen once. And to your point, they didn't solve it very well right away. Badger Bob hit us up on the talking text line from Merton. Good morning, guys. Here's my lineup. Frelick, Churio, Yelich, Contreras, Turang, Vaughn, Durbin, Perkins, Ortiz. That'll get us a win on Saturday. Go Brewers.
There's a lot there that's worked most of the year. So I wouldn't disagree totally with that move. I mean, is Churio in center, is that the move for Game 5. There's a lot of questions to be answered there, but I might think about Isaac. I'm not gonna lie. If you're thinking about the best guys you had all year, say, all right, it's coming down to this game right now for our season. I'm gonna get the best guys in there that have the best seasons for us, and just hope for the best. You'd have to think about that situation.
262. I remember Billy saying this is why sports are cool. For those that didn't want the Cubs, the reasoning was think about how cool it will be to beat the Cubs rather than lose. Well, now here we are. When I bought Game 5 tickets the very day of the first day of the series, this is what we wanted. Now we are here and we are scared. That's not the Brewer way. No more. Someone has to change the family tree. So why not the 2025 Brewers? If we played them in 10 times, we might lose 9. But tonight, we are the very best baseball team that has ever lived. That's what I'm talking about.
He's rolling.
Come on now.
Let's go.
We need some more of that. And I absolutely do believe that this is why you get into this position, is to have the chance to win it at home. They just wanted to save the champagne. They want to pay that sales tax on it down in Schaumburg.
Liquor is expensive in the Chicagoland area.
Expensive in the Chicagoland area. 877-794-1973. 877-794-1973. That's Andrew Ludwig. Armin Sarian right there. I'm Billy Schmidt. It's No BS on the Game.
The people have spoken, and the results are undeniable. Ridgetop Exteriors delivers. We swept the People's Choice Awards: Best Roofing, Best Siding, Best Windows, and Best Overall Home Improvement Company. That's not just winning, that's setting the standard with expert craftsmanship, top materials, and service that keeps homeowners coming back. 4 categories, 4 wins, 1 name. Ridgetop Exteriors, your only choice for home exteriors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and experience the difference today.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
KB.
Yes, Drew.
Cooler temperatures, October baseball, fall football. Does it get any better?
Well, actually, it does get better. Now through October 19th, Iron Jock is offering you 30% off the best hoodie on the planet with the code HOODIE30.
Sweat wicking, odor fighting, 4-way stretch comfort, and built to last.
Plus a free beanie, cuz why not?
Iron Jock hoodies, 30% off with the code HOODIE30. Now through October 19th.
Go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
You'll love your new Iron Jock hoodie.
97.3 The Game. This is what's trending in Milwaukee now.
This update is brought to you by American Place Casino. Nonstop excitement just over the border in Lake County, Illinois. The NLDS comes down to 1 game after the Brewers were shut out 6-0 by the Cubs last night. The Crew could manage just 3 hits, and Freddie Peralta gave up a 3-run homer in the first. He gets tagged with the loss. Saturday's game at American Family Field has been moved to 7:08 p.m. If the Brewers win, they'll host the Dodgers in Game 1 of the NLCS on Monday. The Packers will host the Bengals Sunday at Lambeau Field. That's a 3:25 kickoff. Speaking of kicking, kicker Brandon McManus among 4 players absent from practice yesterday. Coach Matt LaFleur calling his quad injury a, quote, major concern. McManus has made 7 of his 9 field goals so far this year. It's the Badgers in Iowa tomorrow night for the Heartland Trophy at Camp Randall Stadium. You can hear that one on 97.3 The Game, starting at 6 o'clock. And the Bucks stay unbeaten in preseason play. They beat the Pistons 117-111. I'm Scott Dolphin. I'm Milwaukee's most listened to sports station, The Game.
This October, eliminate chili drafts for good with Window Nation. Right now, when you buy 2 replacement windows, you'll get 2 for free. Plus, pay nothing for 2 whole years. Hurry. Sale ends October 31st. Schedule your free estimate now at windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
Jason, what are you singing? Working on a new jingle to promote Capital's $49 drain clearing. When your sink fills up with gunk, don't stress, don't whine. It's only $49. Don't take this the wrong way, man, but I'd stick to plumbing, heating, and cooling if I were you. That's fair, but people need to know that we clear clogs for only $49. Fine, but I would have rhymed gunk with junk. It's so obvious.
Call CapitalCares.com.
What's up? It's Russell Nicolay with Nicolay Law. You're listening to 97.3 The Game, the #1 sports talk station in Milwaukee. For award-winning injury lawyers, when you're injured, you call Nicolay Law or visit us at nicolaylaw.com. Get the beard, get the win.
Here's the secret no one's telling you about those trendy weight loss shots. Many people gain the weight back after stopping, but there's a better way. Using the Milwaukee Weight Loss proprietary natural-based program, we've helped thousands of people not just lose weight, but keep it off long term. You can lose up to 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 8 weeks while protecting your muscle mass. No side effects, no rebounds. Ready to transform your body for life? You can do this. Schedule your free consultation today at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Hey, it's Billy Schmidt. Joining Milwaukee Weight Loss was one of the best decisions I ever made. Not only can you lose weight fast and easily, but naturally and safely, and many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. I lost double that, and the best part is I'm keeping it off till this day. Give them a call at 262-433-4008. That's 262-433-4008, or go online to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com today and schedule a free consultation. MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Why wait? Schedule today. And when you sign up, make sure you tell them that you heard about it on the game and that Billy Schmidt sent you. Results may vary.
Craving something sweet? Step into the flavor of a good old-fashioned bake sale, Quick Trip style. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our premium donuts. Now just $2.99 for a 3-pack. Choose from Quick Trip's fluffy long johns, rich Persians, classic Bismarcks, or ring donuts. So delicious, just like the ones at your hometown bake sale. Quick Trip's premium donuts. Now only $2.99 for a 3-pack. A sweet deal. Too delicious to pass up. So treat yourself today. Only at Quick Trip.
High quality meat, unbeatable freshness, and a family style commitment to care. That's the Heartland's difference. Heartland Steak Co. is your go-to source for premium Midwest meats delivered straight to your door, including our hand-cut selection of USDA prime and choice beef, always flash frozen for peak freshness. Go to heartlandsteakco.com. Use code FOOTBALL25 and get 2 ribeyes with a purchase of $150 or more. Heartland Steak Co. Your one-stop shop for straight to your door Midwest meat. Taste the Heartland difference at heartlandsteakco.com.
Hey, let's keep hitting them, man! Packers Friday is sponsored by Cousins Subs, your one-stop shop for all your football parties. With customizable 12 or 20-piece party boxes, 7.5-inch subs, sides, and shapes. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on Experience Beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended. Balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement. iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99, and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Welcome back to the game. Billy and Sarian with you on No BS. 262 hits us up on the Talking Text line. NicolaLaw.com Talking Text line. Why do our best players fail in the biggest moments? Freddie with the choke to put us in the hole immediately. Yelly with a K with men on second and third, 1 out. The ghosts of many choke artists in the past, a la Devin Williams. 920. This is the biggest, another big disappointment as always. Only team in my life expected to get a championship. I'm 65 and another season of pretenders, and this team's not built for your god-dang analytics, Armin Sarian.
All right.
414 or 877-794-1973.
This team isn't built for analytics. Okay. Analytics is just data. It's just information. And that all in the end is just strategy. Everybody in the world that plays a game uses strategy. So I don't know what that means. And listen, we don't always choke. There are bad moments for the Brewers, but there have been good ones too. They haven't choked in every situation. So that's sports. Sometimes you come through, sometimes you don't. Unfortunately, we haven't won that ultimate prize. We're still trying. And I don't think it's worth trying to give up on it either.
I think it would be pretty awesome if this ends with a Cecil Cooper-esque dump into right field for a game-winning hit.
He didn't choke.
Nyjer Morgan coming around and scoring. Nyjer Morgan knocking in the run. Gomez to run around and score. Like, I mean, there's a lot of ways that this has worked out in the past.
I think Freddie choked in game 1. Yeah, Devin blew a save. Yeah, guess what? Axford blew a save in game 5 and 11, but we still came back to win. So I don't believe that, and I don't want to believe in that.
877-794-1973. Only Phil said Vegas had us at minus 130 for tomorrow night. That's the best odds they've given us all series. We need to trust that Uke is up there, and in the front row, he'll continue to pull some strings. Biggest game AmFam has ever seen tomorrow night. Let's go.
You think that's true? Is it the biggest? I mean, we did have Game 7 in the NLCS.
Game 7 in the NLCS is going to be number one.
Yeah.
Game 6 of the NLCS going to be a tick above it. However, I think it's in the top 3. It's definitely in the top 5. On the podium, no doubt. Hard for me to not say it's a medalist because of the opponent, because of the fact that it's the best team the franchise has ever had in terms of wins and losses. Yeah, it's damn close. It's really, really close. 877-794-1973. Brandon is in Tosa. He's up on the NicolaLaw.com talking text line. Hi, Brandon.
Hey, guys. How are you guys doing today?
I've been better, Brandon, but I'm really, really good now that you're talking to us. What do you got?
All right. I just think I have one problem for the Brewers in the playoffs. They start Monasterio at shortstop. Tell me what you guys think about that.
Appreciate
I think that Joe Ortiz is.
Yeah.
I think Ortiz is in a little bit of a slump right now. You know.
I don't disagree with it, Brandon. I appreciate the call. And Armin, I think I would have definitely taken a Andrew Monasterio pinch hit maybe in that 5th inning. I get you're giving up something with the defense. He does make a couple of spectacular plays. Seems to struggle with the ordinary play over there at shortstop.
That's a tough thing.
But if you're gonna go with an all offense lineup in Game 5 and just try to go full onslaught, I would think he'd have to be a part of it.
It's not the worst idea I've heard. Absolutely not. And I said last night, I talked about it more last hour, and we will get to it again, I'm sure, at some point, how frustrated I was with the bunt last night. And if the bunt was based on you don't believe in Joey, then pinch hit for Mona and take your chances with a swing. Mona has had a really good bat. I mean, in the role he's played this year, he's definitely played better than anyone thought. So it's not the most terrible idea in the world. Obviously, Ortiz is the better glove there. But you're right, it's the ordinary play. And one big error could hurt you there. So maybe Ortiz, if you have the lead as a defensive replacement, I don't know. If you're looking for something bold, that's not the worst idea.
That might be a part of it, right? To be able to sit there with the knowledge of a defensive replacement going at later stages in the game, it would, start with the reserves, as Murph, said they wanted to do in Game 3. It's like go with your reserves first, come back with the defensive replacement. It's not the first time you've seen teams do that, right?
Not at all.
To try to generate some offense. 877-794-1973. Mike in Germantown. Let's go. Game 5. This is what playoff baseball is all about. Way too much negativity and negative vibes right now. Let's rip the roof off that place tomorrow night. Magic Brew.
The fact that it's a 5-game series, it shouldn't be crazy to us in general. I thought it'd go 5 before it started. I think it's just the way it's happened.
I've been saying that.
It's just the way it happened. You start up 2-0, you have different dreams, the expectation changes. If we split games 1-1-1-1-1-1, we'd be like, all right, Game 5, let's rack it up, let's strap it up, let's go.
I definitely grabbed the champagne bottle on Saturday.
Oh, it's hard not to.
Like I was definitely putting the cart maybe a tick ahead of the horse. Bennett from Brookfield. I would remember if the Brewers swept the Cubs to the playoffs. But I'll remember this even more when they win on a Game 5 last at-bat score. Let's go. 877-794-1973. Mark, I can't listen to these dudes be so negative. Have a great weekend, boys. Let's keep the faith. Should be an electric factory at the ballpark tomorrow and at Camp Randall on Saturday and at Lambeau Field coming up Sunday, 3:25 kickoff. First game at Lambeau in a month. Wayne Larrivee on the other side, voice of the Green Bay Packers, talks Packers and Bengals. Joe Flacco's second start in a month against the Green and Gold. How will it go with his new AFC North team? We'll discuss it with the voice of the Green and Gold next. It's No BS on the Game.
From the place you want to go, Lynch McGuanago Traffic Center.
A stall is causing huge problems on 894-43 eastbound. You're stopped between 84th and Loomis. 2 left lanes blocked with that stall. 4145 southbound jammed up now. 124th to Good Hope into roadwork. Heavy on 94 eastbound 76 to 35th. I'm Bonnie Green, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
Flawless Flooring installs luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, modern laminate, or carpeting. And Flawless Flooring has artisan craftsmen who refinish existing wood floors. Our employee-only team restores stained, worn, dented, gouged, even burned hardwood floors to better than brand new. Better than because today's finishes are far more wear-resistant. Flawless's craftsmen replace severely damaged flooring, keeping what can be restored and even expanding existing hardwood floors meticulously and seamlessly, blending old and new. Sensory Underload, FlawlessFlooringLLC.com.
KB,
what's going on, my brother?
it's happening.
What? What's happening?
The best time of year for Iron Jock Performance hoodies. Cooler temperatures, October baseball, fall football. Does it get any better than right now?
Well, yeah. Yes, it does. Now through October 19th, Iron Jock is offering you, our smart and good-looking listeners, the best hoodie on the planet for 30% less. Just use the code hoodie30. Your hoodie price goes down 30%, and your hardest decision will be, do I go with blue, black, gray, or silver?
Wet wicking, odor fighting, 4-way stretch comfort, and built to last.
And you'll also get a free beanie with your hoodie order. No extra steps. They just toss it in like they know you needed it.
The Iron Jock beanie wears like a winter hat, but it's lighter and thinner and fits just right for walks or outdoor activities. The perfect fit to take the chill off your head.
Iron Jock hoodies, 30% off with the code hoodie30 now through October 19th.
Go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
You ever hear a deal so good you think, what's the catch?
Yes, when I got a free gym membership, and the catch was I still had to go.
Well, right now, Capital is offering great financing, no catch.
No selling a kidney?
Nope, just easy financing and honest service during Capital Credit Days. Now through October 31st, air conditioners start as low as $65 a month, furnaces only $59 a month, or a complete system only $117 a month.
Capital, where you choose cool or cozy with no catch financing.
Call CapitalCares.com.
Whoa, what are these?
Dude, Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks. They've got them in cheesy garlic or pepperoni. They're seriously not messing around. These bad boys bake right in their own tray and come fully loaded.
Okay, these are insane. Is this dinner?
Nope, just the warm-up.
Find Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks, fully loaded. Bring the flavor.
People can't stop screaming about Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza. And no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's frozen aisle and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian holy pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all the screaming is about. This October, eliminate chili drafts for good with Window Nation. Right now, when you buy 2 replacement windows, you'll get 2 for free. Plus, pay nothing for 2 whole years. Hurry. Sale ends October 31st. Schedule your free estimate now at windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
Support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hey, what's up? It's Russell Nicolay with Nicolay Law. If you get injured, it's Nicolay time.
Make 97.3 The Game your #1 preset on our iHeartRadio app, powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
Milwaukee's best bet is VSiN, the sports betting network, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest every night at 6 on Fox Sports 920.
Playing Milwaukee's #1 sports station.
This is WRNW-FM Milwaukee, 97.3 The Game.
Now streaming.
Heard worldwide on the iHeartRadio app.
Shotgun snap, rolls right out of the pocket, chased from behind by Parsons, and a sack! Micah Parsons registers the sack back at the 31-yard line, and the Parsons project is underway in Green Bay.
That the first of Micah Parsons sacks as a Green Bay Packer, and hopefully see a couple of those and a couple opportunities to get one Joe Flacco once again, as he will now be starting coming up Sunday. 3:25 kick. Network coverage starts here on the home for the Green Bay Packers. The game at 1 o'clock, and this man Wayne Larrivee will be giving you the first look there at 1 o'clock. Him and Larry McCarron. Then they deliver the call alongside our friend John Cood of the broadcast at 3:25 with the boom in the air. Hopefully Brandon McManus putting that one in the air amongst the things we'll discuss with the voice of the Packers, Wayne Larrivee. Our conversation with Wayne brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest. Discount liquor, family owned and operated in Milwaukee and downtown Waukesha since 1960. And Wisconsin Concrete Coatings, built in Wisconsin, built to last. Wayne, good morning. Good to talk to you here today ahead of the game. We like this on a Friday. This is a fun part to be able to do, and it has been a month since we've been at Lambeau Field. Going to be good to be back for the green and gold.
Yeah, even though it's a short stay, Billy, they'll be going on the road the next 2 games through October. 1 home game in October. That's amazing, but that's the schedule and the quirks of it as well.
Yeah, with the early bye, and you mentioned just the large amount of road games, 2 into the bye, then only 1, and then a doubleheader, as you mentioned. They'll be home quite a bit in November and December. I like how that does shape out, right? Like during the preseason and the offseason, we're trying to outline how the season's going to look and how it's going to play out, and winning and losing the schedule is a fun thing, an exercise to do in May when there's nothing else to talk about. But knowing how the first 4 have played out, I kind of enjoy the 2 games that they're going to get before Pittsburgh, which looks like a much different game than it may have in the beginning of the year, where they're right now one of the teams that's leading their division in the AFC North.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers playing pretty well. That Steeler defense, that's going to be there, even though it wasn't early this year, but it will be by the time the season rolls on. So, yeah, I mean, the thing about doing that exercise in preseason, it's a lot of fun, but it's amazing how wrong everybody is about these teams as the season goes along, because they change constantly. We base that win-loss type thing on last year's teams, and this year's teams are completely different. I don't care how many guys came back. It's a different team.
Are we ever going to learn our lesson on that, Wayne? It seems like we tell ourselves that, then every year we're like, let's look at this schedule again. I think that's just kind of what we do for fun, but you're right. And you, I think you say that a lot, and it's true. The team you are early in the year and the team you are from week to week later in the year always changes, and it's always so much different.
And it's not a matter of you're going to always get better. Sometimes you get worse. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you come out and play well early, and then you don't fire and you don't take that next step. So, Mike McCarthy used to say this all the time. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. There's no staying in between. There's no treading water in the National Football League. You're going up or you're going down. And those are the only 2 directions that are allowed during a regular season.
Yeah, and you want to talk about what you can think of the first 4 games doesn't necessarily matter in the next 2. Think of the Philadelphia Eagles. Their conversations are much different here going into their game against Minnesota next week because of what they've done and how they've kind of slid in the last 2 and lost 2 games in 5 days, and suddenly their season looks a lot different. This game looks a lot different after the last 3 or 4 days. Jake Browning was brutal in the 2 appearances that he had. And Wayne, I think the other part watching the film, the team looked quite lifeless with him at the helm. And I think that is one of the reasons why you go make the move for Flacco. The Packers saw him with Cleveland. This is a better team that he's going to be a better offense than he's going to be able to orchestrate and run. And even though he's only been there for 3 or 4 days, I expect Joe Flacco to be a net positive for the Bengals coming up on Sunday.
I can't agree with you more, Billy. Just his release and getting rid of the football quickly, looking downfield for these receivers. We saw him check the ball down a lot with the Browns. They really don't have anyone of the caliber of either T. Higgins or Jamar Chase in their receiving core. They couldn't protect Flacco. The Bengals have similar protection issues, but Flacco has better outlets to get the ball to. And, this is going to be interesting to see. I think the Packers are probably gearing up for a much different Bengals team than they see on tape over the last 3 weeks.
And maybe that's a good thing, right, Wayne? Is it good that they're going to be vigilant and kind of approach it that way? Because obviously with the Bengals being what they've been recently, it might be easy to look at them and say, well, we should get a win. But I don't think the Packers can really afford at this point with what happened in their last 2 games to look past anybody.
No, I agree with you, Armin. And I think they always approach every game with diligence. There's no doubt about that. Sometimes the performance isn't what you hope for, but that's flesh and blood. And, but this is certainly there's a little bit of an alarm that goes off here. You know what Flacco can do. He knows your defense too, by the way. And, there are things you're going to have to show him maybe a little different. And, I really think these teams both, it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes early in this ball game and see if the Packers can do what has been most successful against Cincinnati, get up on them early and, that type of thing and dictate the terms of the game.
Yeah, and Wayne, I can't stop thinking about Mike McCarthy yesterday on the McAfee show, a lot of M's there, was discussing a similar feeling in 2011 when they faced Kyle Orton with the Broncos and then later into the year with the Chiefs. And he had a little bit of an understanding about what the defense looked like then and then how it had evolved and how they could attack it, a couple of weeks later. And, that's a different thing. Joe Flacco's seen so much football at 41, and we had a texter say, hey, well, then did you watch the video of him playing the Lions? Looked brutal. Again, he wasn't throwing to anybody named Jamar Chase or T. Higgins. I think they're the best duo in all of football. Gesicki's a good tight end. Their offensive line's not great, but he understands the weapons that they have. And that quick release, I just anticipate you're going to see a lot of hope in their estimation what Dak Prescott did a couple of weeks ago. And if he can get the ball out a nanosecond before Micah Parsons lands home, who let us in with that highlight and that sack, I think it could be a tougher and a tighter game than some are anticipating the 14-point number would indicate.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Billy. I think it's going to be a closer game than 14 points. But the Packers have had time off. They've had time to reassess themselves and get ready for this game. Hopefully that offensive line will be back intact. And if it is, I think that'll be a big help for the ground game. But this is a team they've got to handle. We've said that the last 2 weeks. These are teams the Packers should have beaten. The Cowboys aren't a great team. Now, they believe they are now. They're starting to roll a little bit, but they, going into that game, were not a good team. And the Packers let them back into the game late in the first half and got into a track meet in the second half on the road. So things happen in the NFL like that. And remember, there's not as big a difference between the best team in the league and the worst team of the league on any given week than you would think, than the records would indicate. So that's why the NFL is such a week-to-week league, and on any given Sunday, one team can beat another.
Yeah, Wayne, and certainly the offense did their part, I thought, against the Cowboys, even though the result was not to be desired. You're talking about most of the night a dominant offensive performance, especially late in the game, almost 500 yards of offense, 32 first downs. And this is a Bengals defense ranked 30th overall and 30th in scoring defense. So I always talk about chicken soup games with Billy when you want to get right. This is the chicken soup team to make you feel better when you're sick. It does seem like offensively the Packers are set up to have another good week.
I think so, too. And I think that getting the running game going, and they started to in Dallas. So people, don't realize that they actually ran the football better in Dallas.
Yeah.
Jacobs had 3 runs of 10 yards or more in that game, and also is showing to be a good weapon in space as a check down for Jordan Love in the passing game. So I expect them to have a good game here, Armin. I mean, they should move the football against this defense, but there is this matter of Trey Hendrickson on the pass rush. The safeties are very good. The cornerbacks are high-drafted people. They have some folks on defense. They just haven't put it together in Cincinnati yet.
Yeah, and you're also looking at, a similar story to report, a banged-up offensive line, albeit hopefully getting a tick healthier. Aaron Banks limited participation each of the first 2 days of practice. Same with Zach Tom, but Rasheed Walker ends up as a DNP with a quad injury yesterday. I'm not necessarily sure what that would look like. It most likely would include Jordan Morgan going off to left tackle, I would assume, if indeed it's Rasheed Walker out. But that would be the time that Trey Hendrickson would slide over on that right side of the defense, Wayne. And I would assume if it's Jordan Morgan out there, they're going to try to test him quite a bit.
And in watching the tapes, Hendrickson plays on the right side most of the time, regardless of who the opposite tackle is. He plays a small percentage on the other side. They'll move him around a little bit for a matchup, but not a lot. And so whoever plays left tackle for the Packers has Trey Hendrickson and is going to need some help. I don't care if it's Rasheed Walker, Jordan Morgan, whoever it is out there. They're going to need a little bit of help on Trey Hendrickson, who's starting to heat up. He had a couple of sacks last week.
How big do you think the loss, it seems, of Devontae Wyatt is? They said week to week and no participation in the first 2 weeks days of practice this week. It's pretty safe to assume he won't go coming up on Sunday. Their defense looked very different in Dallas once he exited the football game.
Yeah, Micah Parsons said it. Then Jeff Hafley confirmed it this week. This kid is off to a great start. And he's one of those players we talked about during training camp, Billy, that I mentioned as a guy who has to evolve into a blue chip player. And that's exactly what he was doing until this injury. Hopefully it won't be long. And hopefully when he comes back, he'll be a little more effective earlier in his comeback than he was from an injury last year when he missed 4 games, came back, had a very slow start for 3 or 4 or 5 games, and then started to get it together down the stretch. But this kid is a difference maker, Devontae Wyatt. Make no mistake about it. And not having him in that defense is huge.
Wayne, how great would it be? And how much do the Packers need a clean field goal operation game and a clean kicking game special teams wise? That would be something that they haven't had in a couple weeks and something they really need.
Yeah, they really do. And, teams are going to pick that apart. And until you fix that scratch, they're going to keep ripping at it. And that's something that I anticipate they probably took care of over the bye week, I would imagine. But you thought they would have taken care of that the week going into the Dallas game as well. It just, unfortunate the things that happened. Special teams in general, there's no doubt, guys. Look at the coverage. Look at the return game. Boy, there's a lot of room to be gained there if you can improve in that area.
Yeah, the block kicks are one thing, Wayne, but what is appearing to be the season of blocks in the National Football League, kicks are getting blocked all over the place. I'm almost more disappointed, frustrated, what have you, with the lack of innovation maybe on the kickoff and the kick return game. It's felt like teams have taken advantage of. Aubrey's phenomenal, right? I don't know, maybe he was just the best right now I've seen so far at the Scud missile kick that we talked about a lot up at the Perch during training camp, but it feels very much rinse and repeat. We're going to put the ball right in the back end of the landing zone, make you return it, and they haven't necessarily brought a ton of creativity to the party yet in the return game. I'm excited to see how that translates and if that gets better, because right now kicks are getting blocked all over the league. It's not just exclusively here in Green Bay.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's one of those years in the National Football League. But, Billy, that's another area, the return game, where the Packers have struggled to get something, going in that area. I think Savion Williams is averaging about 24 yards per return, but they've got to come up with a plan, and I think they will, as to how to handle those kicks that land in at the 10-yard line or earlier, and that they're going to have to be handled on a hop, and a decision has to be made as to whether to take it out and make a return on it, or to just down it and take it to the 20-yard line. And I think that really the alternative, what they need to do, and what I'm looking forward to seeing, is a little more decisiveness on, okay, we're going to field this and we're going to make this a return, because starting at the 20-yard line in today's game is a big disadvantage when you consider that on a touchback, you're out at the 35. You're hoping you get at least out near the 20, 25, 30-yard line on a return. And that would give you some, impetus offensively, but it's been tough, and rookies returning kicks and punts. There are growing pains, and these guys have not, they've not been returners in the college game that I know of. And so they're learning on the fly, and the NFL is a hard place to learn.
Yeah, it's a hard place to learn. And then I liked Matt LaFleur say, well, they got to learn somehow. It's like, I guess that's a fair point. That's a fair critique or pushback on it. I like getting the ball in Savion Williams or Matthew Golden's hands. I really do. I want to find more ways to do it. Maybe we just tell him to stop hitting the circle button, Wayne. That's the spin move one when you're playing Madden. Just right when he catches it, just maybe go off of that one. In that receiver room, you get Christian Watson back maybe next week. I'd be surprised if he goes coming up this week, but I was surprised that he was ready to be activated right out of the bye. His progress has been spectacular. We got to see him throughout camp. Excited what he can bring, obviously in the pass game, but I've been saying it throughout the week. I think what they're really going to improve on once he gets onto the football field is their, outside of the tackles running, because he's by far their best blocking wide receiver as well.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Billy. And I think that's going to help the running game. We all focus on the offensive line when it comes to the ground game. But, those guys on the perimeter, that's how you make big plays in the running game. Those guys execute blocks in space on the flank of the play, and that's where the big run, the explosive run is made. So, yeah, it'd be great to get him back. And, Billy, he's not just a guy who's going to stretch the defense as a decoy or threat. He runs the full route tree. And Matt LaFleur has said he's a very smart receiver. The adjustments he makes out there, just can't quite be duplicated. So I'm looking forward to seeing Christian Watson back this week. Or not this week, but maybe next week or the week after.
Yeah. Any trends in the NFL during the bye week that surprised you, Wayne? It seems like a little topsy-turvy. Obviously, obviously the Eagles struggling, the Chiefs, the Ravens, things like that.
Armin, it's just we used to say this, that it took September before the NFL, before you knew where these teams were. Mm-hmm. I think that's stretching well into October. Hub Arkush and I, the editor of Pro Football Weekly on our podcast, talked about this. He mentioned this right away. He said, I used to have a good feel after 4 weeks for all these teams and where they are, where they're going, and who they are. And at this stage of the game, we don't know much at all, it seems like. Mm-hmm. I mean, look what happened to the Eagles last night. And
right.
Who could have predicted that 3 weeks ago? The Giants just plowed them. So we're stretching into October, boys and girls, and we don't know a whole lot more than when we started in September.
It's crazy how it goes.
It's so true, yeah.
And this New York Football Giants team, goodness gracious. The Eagles that bad as they looked on offense last night, wow. Wayne, or is that Giants team a little bit better than people were giving it credit for? Brian Daboll not only saving his job, maybe getting himself an extension.
Yeah, and the two rookies leading the way.
And you can,
Dart and Scattaboo. My gosh. Wow.
I didn't see this in the draft for Dart. I can't lie. I heard a lot of people start really glazing him in the last month leading up to the selection meeting up there in Green Bay, Wayne. I didn't necessarily see it, especially right away, but he's performing. That's no doubt about it, especially with that team.
Yeah, no question. The Giants are down the road for the Packers, but right now the Cincinnati Bengals, and you got to figure the Bengals are going to bring a better performance level to this game than they have the previous three.
Yeah, they can't play much worse or much less inspired than they did in Minneapolis, because Isaiah Rodgers had a first ever player with a interception return for a touchdown and a fumble return for a touchdown. Wait, he did the first half.
Let me leave you with this, and this is one of those things. Like, I've never been around a team that has gone 4 games without forcing a fumble. Okay, forcing a fumble.
Wow, amen. Right.
That's your Green Bay Packers. I have never seen a team where in back-to-back weeks, the network coverage of their game has left in the third quarter and gone to another game than the Cincinnati Bengals. Each of the last 2 weeks, the fourth quarter, well, it's 34-3. They go to another game. I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat, boys and girls.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an imminent comeback here, right?
Yeah, when you get Tarico or whoever it is, and you get that call, it's like, we're going to take you out, or is it Kurt? We're going to take you out to something more interesting.
A little different. Yeah. My wife, we got Sunday tickets. She goes, "Can you turn the Lions Bengals game on?" I'm like, it's supposed to be on right there.
The map has changed. The map has changed.
Said, so quit asking for it. We're not showing it. Wayne, can't wait to see it coming up on Sunday. Do you have any word for Brewers fans to be a little more positive? You watched a lot of postseason baseball, in the feelings and down in the dumps after losing 2 on the road, but they get game 5 at home on Saturday night.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know about you guys. I thought right from the get-go this series was going 5 games. One way or another, going 5 games. The Brewers, all they have to do is hold serve in this game here, but the Cubs certainly come in with a lot of momentum, having won the last couple of games. But we all know about baseball momentum. Baseball momentum is based on who your starting pitcher is and how well he throws.
Good point.
That's what momentum's all about.
There you go.
So, every game is its own entity in baseball.
And then Jacob Mizorowski comes out and just shoves for 6 innings.
That's what we need.
That's what we need. We need some electricity before Sunday. Wayne, always appreciate it, man. Can't wait to see you on Sunday. We'll look forward to it.
You got it, guys. Take care.
See you, man. That's Wayne Larrivee, voice of the Green Bay Packers, hanging out with us here. Our conversation with Wayne Larrivee brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook, bet above the rest. Discount liquor, family owned and operated in Milwaukee and downtown Waukesha, right on Barstow since 1960. Great spot on Barstow.
Well, I go to the one on 51st, and there's a lot of great locations, Southside locations.
Yeah, just the downtown Waukesha one's pretty near and dear.
Yeah, I can't imagine why, right?
Yeah. Really near and dear to my heart.
When does it open?
Coatings, built in Wisconsin, built to last. Right around 9 a.m.
Yeah, figured you know.
Yeah, and
they got Armenian brandy at those locations.
Oh, wow.
I've checked it out before.
Armenian brandy. Is that better than Wisconsin brandy?
I mean,
well,
we know brandy here in the state of Wisconsin. We drink more than 50% of it worldwide.
Listen, I know that. I'm biased, maybe, but Armenian brandy was the choice for Winston Churchill. So,
okay. Yeah, because, the red coat, sure.
Thurston Sargent.
Whatever.
It was good. And, when you need something quick to take over, when you're invited to the house, an Armenian house, you take a bottle of Armenian brandy and you're good to go.
That's phenomenal.
It's a nice gift.
877-794-1973. Back to the Brewers conversation, more Packers conversation throughout the day as well. It's no BS on the game.
Come on, y'all, let's take this town. Let's take this town. Come on, y'all, let's take this town.
Now, here's traffic from Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Call the Tri-City Total Traffic Tip Line at 414-944-5111.
4145 northbound stop and go Mayfair to Burleigh. Southbound's jammed up 124th to Good Hope with roadwork. 894-43 eastbound stop and go 92nd Street to Forest Home. 94 eastbound 76 to 27th heavy, and 94 eastbound after 25th, a crash on the right shoulder. I'm Bonnie Green, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest fall looks, all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
KB,
What's going on, my brother?
it's happening.
What? What's happening?
The best time of year for Iron Jock Performance hoodies. Cooler temperatures, October baseball, fall football. Does it get any better than right now?
Well, yeah. Yes, it does. Now through October 19th, Iron Jock is offering you, our smart and good-looking listeners, the best hoodie on the planet for 30% less. Just use the code HOODIE30. Your hoodie price goes down 30%, and your hardest decision will be, do I go with blue, black, gray, or silver?
Wet wicking, odor fighting, 4-way stretch comfort, and built to last.
And you'll also get a free beanie with your hoodie order. No extra steps. They just toss it in like they know you needed it.
The Iron Jock beanie wears like a winter hat, but it's lighter and thinner and fits just right for walks or outdoor activities. The perfect fit to take the chill off your head.
Iron Jock hoodies, 30% off with the code HOODIE30 now through October 19th.
Go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Warshawski trial attorney Frank Crivello here. Folks, I'm Victor Harding. Frank is selected Best Lawyers 2024 Complex Litigation Lawyer of the Year. More impressive is Victor Harding named Product Liability Attorney of the Year again for 2024. It may sound boastful to mention these prestigious awards. It's not boastful considering if you or someone you love is injured, you need to know two attorneys from the same personal injury firm being chosen by other lawyers and judges for these caliber of awards is very rare. Heaven forbid you ever need an injury claim made on your behalf. If you do, the quality of your attorney and law firm will have a greater impact on the outcome than even the facts of your case. Former clients, other lawyers, judges, law enforcement officers, and even insurance adjusters, often our adversaries, refer their family and friends to Warshawski because they know Warshawski will achieve maximum compensation. Injured? It is about the money. Warshawski.com. That's Warshawski.com.
Packers football and Miller Lite. Tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-444-2013.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Grab the contest rules for 97.3 The Game at thegamemke.com.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Morning showers today, then some afternoon sun. Windy with temperatures in the mid-60s, dropping to 40s tonight, then sunny and pleasant over the weekend with highs in the 60s. A few more showers possible early next week. I'm Fox 6 meteorologist Stephanie Barrichello.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Make 97.3 The Game your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Wisconsin.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Don't know what happened tonight. Don't know what happened last week. Don't know what happened to her, but she about to happen to me.
Back on the game, Billy and Sarian with you, 877-794-1973. NicoletLaw.com talking text line is open for you. That's where we get conversation from our 608 texter that said, Pack hasn't won a game in nearly a month. What would an L mean? Oh,
that would be
good. 608. How much time do we have? It would definitely
2.5 hours.
I mean, it would
1.5
hours. I'd say this, it would very much change the mathematics as to where you think the team could go.
Absolutely.
I don't believe the last two results, almost said losses, the loss and tie, it feels like two losses, does not change my belief that they can win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It changes the way that it looked, and I think that it definitely gives you some real refocusing during the bye week, and I think it came at a good time going into the bye week because you can actually have a chance to clear the head and then come in with a little bit of a renewed sense of focus and purpose, and you get a couple of easier games in theory to get ready for the stretch run. But it would definitely mean that they're a different football team than we were giving them credit for after the first 2 weeks and after the Micah Parsons trade. Or in all respect, Armin, a different team than I thought they were before that move, because I picked them to win the division going into training camp. So that part is different. And if they were to fall at home, where they have not lost yet, they still have not given up an offensive touchdown in the first half yet, that would be a much different story.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is how it feels and what the reality of the percentages and your playoff chances and the path looks like. You're absolutely right, Billy. That's what a loss would be. It would obviously change mostly how everyone feels, but then again, yeah, you're talking about the path and the reality of the landscape of your playoff picture changing drastically as well. Because on the first hand, you say to yourself, well, if we can't beat this team, who are we going to beat? And the second hand, it's like, well, we can't have that many losses in the NFC bloodbath that will be the playoffs this year, because there's a lot of wins in this league. And at least that's the way it started out to be this year. And that's the way it looks like it's going to continue. So that being said, there's so much unknown in this league right now that maybe it helps you down the road. And to your point, I agree. It's all in front of them still. It feels like a loss, but that tie result could be huge down the road when it comes to the playoff picture. And once you get in there, anything can happen. I think that's the goal. It's how you're playing at that moment.
It is, and it's just two very different teams that went into the postseason the last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Going into the playoffs in 2023, you felt really confident because the team felt like they were playing their best football. They were running the ball at an incredible rate. Josh Jacobs was dominating the league. And then you coast into the playoffs, you roll up on the Cowboys. last year you kind of limp in, especially after the Watson injury, and they don't even look good against New Orleans. Letty, you and I are up there in that New Orleans Monday night game, and they win by multiple scores, but it just didn't feel great in the process.
The funny thing was the national narrative was, are the Packers the team to beat in the NFC? Well, they just played the Saints and Spencer Rattler, and you could kind of see some stuff unraveling defensively for them at that point in the season. The no pass rush was evident with November turned December last year. So, yeah, different vibe. And then when Christian Watson got hurt, I was in that locker room after that Bears game. That was a different vibe. I mean, you could tell that you were like, wow, they got to play a game next week in the playoffs. Oh boy. Okay. We'll see.
Yeah. And when we talked to Josh Jacobs down at Super Bowl Radio Row, Armin, he kind of said like the same thing. He's like, yeah, if we would have won that Eagles game, we were an absolute mash unit. I don't know how we would have fielded a team coming in the next week. That's hard when the leader of your locker room is saying that.
I remember
we're also on the airwaves. It's kind of
point.
feeling like it could be the same way.
They pulled Jordan Love in that game. Like, it was just that whole ending was bizarre. The Bears come back and win. It left a terrible taste in your mouth, as opposed to the previous year, Billy, where they beat the Bears in Justin Fields' last game, kind of launched the momentum for them into the playoffs in 2023.
Which is kind of funny, because you're talking about a team that was 9-8 versus a team that had won 11 but thought we should win 12. So in a lot of ways, the expectations changed so much about how you felt about this team. On the positive side, you talk about Christian Watson and a potential return. It could totally change the calculus of what this offense can do, and the hopeful nature of what you think their potential is as well.
It's another weapon that reinforces what they want to do on offense. Push the ball down the field. I mean, you're still talking about right now a team that's top 15 in most defensive categories. I think they're top 5 right now in yards per game. They're top 12 in points in total per game. They've stopped the run very well. However, not necessarily the pass. A lot of that being what Dak Prescott ended up rolling up on him with. This should feel like and should be a game where you get right and get a lot of things rolling into the stretch run of the season.
I think that's what you hope for, right?
Yeah. To answer the question that the 608 posed, what would an L mean? It would mean a lot different story of what the 2025 Green Bay Packers are looking like. And that's where I don't see the loss. I didn't see it coming in Cleveland. However, should have been more aware of what they were walking into there in the dog pound.
Yeah, I think that's possibly true. Easy to say now. I just think we had a hope that our offensive line was going to play better in that game, and it didn't happen. And I think we knew about Myles Garrett. It was the rest of the guys there that I think caught by surprise how dominant they were up front, and that's the reality of it. But Billy, you see a team like Cincinnati, and yes, they had some changes, obviously Flacco. I just think still, especially on offense, this is a team you hope and you expect to get right against, to hit some big plays, to feel good about yourself, maybe get Matthew Golden's first touchdown, things like that.
I would like that,
puncture the defense, go deep. This is not, and to use a cross-sport comparison that's apt and topical today,
there we go.
This is not a game where you're going to be looking to bunt. All right, this is not. They're not going to be trying to bunt. They're not going to be trying to bunt when they're trying to win a ball game. All right, there's no let's do a third. Let's be safe here.
No 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
I think we're trying to. I mean, I do think we're going to try and establish a running game, and that it should go well. I hope. But I think we're going to try and hit some big plays.
Bengals total points per game, 30th out of 32 NFL teams. Yeah. Yards per game, 30th out of 32 teams. Stopping the run, they're in the bottom. I think they're like 24th or 25th. So they're low. And you should be able, I think, to chew up some yards against them. And again, you also got to feel like there was some real work going through and some good work being done on the ground in the second half with Josh Jacobs. 2 rushing touchdowns. He was gaining some momentum, and as Wayne talked about in the last segment, had a couple of big runs, right? Three 10-yard plus runs to get going. You need some more of those big plays, no doubt about it. 877-794-1973. Tristan in Wausau hits us up there. He said, for the love of God, tell Armin to go to a freaking pumpkin patch.
I know, right? That might work. It's got to work.
That's a good call.
Anything I can do, I'm thinking about it. Trust me. The problem is the game's a night game now. How many pumpkin patches are open when it's dark out?
You're going to a haunted corn maze. He also says, tell Pat Murphy to put out the lineup from games 1 and 2. Finally start Abner Uribe. Became a parent because apparently we can't get out of the first inning without giving up a home run. Also, paging Bryce Terang.
Yeah,
Can we make some contact?
Yeah,
please?
Bryce, please come back from the wilderness. Wherever you are in that forest, I don't know how you lost your way. We're waiting for you, and we're ready to welcome you back for Game 5 if you're ready to come back. No, and honestly, the Abner Uribe thing makes me chuckle, but it ain't the craziest idea in the world. If you really need to get out of the first inning,
Put me in left field's crazier though. But I mean, yeah.
Well, fair enough. But you're not in the playoff.
You still
roster.
should be better than Timmy Allen.
You're not in the playoff.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be better than Timmy. Yes.
Yes.
I have a little more athleticism due to my youngerness and
You're
years.
able to track fly balls better?
Probably, yeah.
I hope
It's been
so.
a minute, but yeah.
Here's the thing about Abner too. I mean, it's not going to happen, right? He's not going to pitch in the first inning.
Are you sure?
I'm not, but I think I am. But actually, I'm not. But let me say this: I'd be confident in him getting the first 3 outs, and I'd be confident in him firing the crowd up too when he
That's
does
a part of it.
rolling
Yes.
dice, sweeping the dice, making the moves, whatever you got to do. We need all that energy. We need that kind of pump up, that kind of gas up. Because right now, this crowd's not feeling it. When I see Vinny Rottino here on Twitter in all caps saying, please don't resell, we got to get this place gassed up a little bit because this is going to be our greatest superpower in Game 5. So if we don't do it, we're only taking that power away from ourselves and selling ourselves short.
Well, that's fair. I'd like this from the 414. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Okay.
Why was the lineup changed after being up 2-0? I totally get it going into Game 3 because you wanted to load up on your lefties. You're going up against a tough right-hander. But then when you're going up against the same starter from Game 1, that's the one I can't explain it to you. I'd love to be able to. Merv kind of did in a way of explaining it to you like you're 5,
Extra
saying Christian Yelich gets to hit more. Okay. Then I would also ask, but why doesn't Jackson Chourio get to hit more? Because he's got the best average and slug in the series for you. So there is a conversation to retort like, well, we want our best player to hit, right? And I'm not saying Abner Uribe is not going to be the starter. I actually kind of like the Jared Koenig deal because it forces the question and the decision that I loved making Counsell make in Game 2 was, are you going to face a tough left-hander with Michael Busch to lead off? Because we still can't get this guy out.
Can't get him out.
Cannot get this guy out. So as much as Ian Happ's second hit of the series is the biggest hit of the series right now, in a 3-run shot that changes the complexion of Game 4 where you could have walked off and celebrated in their visiting clubhouse, can't do anything about it anymore. What you can do is make them make the decision of, are they going to go with Busch to lead off? Because the leadoff home run in 2 of the 4 games in the series and a cleanup one yesterday in the 8th inning. I'm trying to figure out a way to get him out before anybody else. And also I knocked and bagged on Jared Koenig's walk-up song.
Which is what?
I don't know the song, Luddy.
I'll look it up.
But it basically just goes, and home time to the same. I'm on a pony no rain.
Come on now.
But I'm never gonna be the same. I'm trying to look it up.
Oh, come on. If that gives
Dude, it's awesome though. Like, that place gets rocking to that to lead off. Maybe it's better than you got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Which that will definitely
Loud and
be
Heavy
played.
by Cody Jinks. Whew.
Good. Yeah, Loud and Heavy. Now, it is definitely loud. And it's definitely going to be heavy because I'm never going to be the same. So maybe that is what we need. Maybe just reverse splits on what the hitter to pitcher is. The reverse splits on what the mood of the song and the bangerness of it.
Whatever it takes. But I mean, you want to bring up the energy of the crowd or him? Like, those are 2 very important things. If it makes
I want him fired up.
I want him fired up. So if he needs Jackson Jones, or what was his name again? Austin Brown. What was it?
Cody Jinks.
That's what I meant. Cody Jinks. Yeah, if he needs that to do it. If Yelly needs Vanessa Carlton back again, if we need to go back to Vanessa Carlton like we did, I think in August when he rolled up to 1,000 Mile, I don't care what it takes. I don't care if it's Christina Aguilera. I don't care. We'll make it happen. Let's go. Is this it? Come on
It's
now.
all insane.
Anything
You
it takes.
ain't never gonna be the same. Living life through the night, thin line of the light.
It does take a minute for it to pick up here, correct?
But this is while he's trotting out.
Yeah.
Everyone's sitting there and the lights are going.
When the moon is tucked away,
black.
pistons pumping.
Get mine out.
Minds are racing.
Right? And all of a sudden, Michael Busch is standing in the on-deck circle saying, what the hell's happening right now?
Yeah, he said I'm in big trouble.
It's like, where's Jared Koenig from?
And now he just the slow trot. And I actually think he should also trot out from the bullpen.
Did you hear what Ron Darling said during one of the games? He goes, Koenig really wasn't trying to get over there. And then he goes, well, maybe he's just not that fast.
Yeah, I've been trying to mute Ron Darling.
Ron Darling's been a rough
It
watch.
has been a tough one.
I tried to say hello to him. And he just looked at me like, "Meh." I'm like, wow, he's angry off there too.
Yeah, sorry,
Alex,
buddy. I'm sure he's not
Alex
thinking
doing the
about
game
that.
with him, I actually enjoy. I do like his play-by-play.
Yeah.
Sounds good. But Ron's been a tough listen, no doubt about it. Yeah,
Alex-
this is a song that would definitely crank up the crowd.
Alex from Cambria, get my dog and my shotgun. Oh, okay, well, Jesus.
A hunted song. It's a hunted song. Also, I like that Dave Gasper had it right away.
Dave
he
knows.
texted me, Cody Jenks, loud and heavy. Dave
is
Gasper does have the walk-up songs, I believe, saved
So
because he knows
his
them
workout
right
playlist.
out of the gate.
It's on his workout playlist. That's the reason. And it worked. Congrats, Dave, by the way. I heard about the girlfriend.
See, now this is what we need. Maybe this is so much better than Sandstorm.
No.
No?
Well, maybe for him, but not for me. I love Sandstorm, but maybe for him.
Take that, Seven Nation Army. This is what we're going to use to try to fire up that crowd. Not Start Me Up by the Stones.
This is hard. This goes in. This goes in, man. This is hard.
That's where it goes. That's where we ride from. 877-794-1973.
This sounds like one of those voiceovers or music for like a trailer about a movie about farmers losing their land to corporate farming.
Oh.
That's what it sounds like to me.
This is probably,
Yeah, corporate greed. Dang.
I'm just saying, it sounds like
the words. Never heard of any of that.
Never. And the farmers. And
Oh, if you don't laugh, it's just sad. 877-794-1973. 262 spot on. And I think we've hit it a couple of times because of how many guys are not hitting. He's like 3 hits. That's just not, you're not going to win producing only 3 hits. And 0 runs is the other part of it. You can blame Freddie Peralta. You can blame whatever pitching decision. Offensively, Brewers not able to peck away at all last night. They were close to breaking through. Just couldn't do it. We're going to try to break through at the Potawatomi Sportsbook for our second parlay of the day, victory of the week. That's coming up into hour number 4 on the game. And Armin Sarian's right there. I'm Billy Schmidt. It's loud. It's heavy. It's no BS on the game.
Strange trip, it's all insane. You ain't never gonna be the same. Loud, thunder, heavy rain.
97.3 The Game. This is what's trending in Milwaukee now.
This update is brought to you by American Place Casino. Nonstop excitement just over the border in Lake County, Illinois. The NLDS comes down to 1 game after the Brewers were shut out 6-0 by the Cubs last night. The Crew could manage just 3 hits, and Freddie Peralta gave up a 3-run homer in the first. He gets tagged with the loss. Saturday's game at American Family Field has been moved to 7:08 p.m. If the Brewers win, they'll host the Dodgers in Game 1 of the NLCS on Monday. The Packers will host the Bengals Sunday at Lambeau Field. That's a 3:25 kickoff. Speaking of kicking, kicker Brandon McManus among 4 players absent from practice yesterday. Coach Matt LaFleur calling his quad injury a, quote, major concern. McManus has made 7 of his 9 field goals so far this year. It's the Badgers in Iowa tomorrow night for the Heartland Trophy at Camp Randall Stadium. You can hear that one on 97.3 The Game, starting at 6 o'clock. And the Bucks stay unbeaten in preseason play. They beat the Pistons 117-111. I'm Scott Dolphin. I'm Milwaukee's most listened to sports station, The Game.
Hey, let's keep hitting them, man. Packers Friday is sponsored by Cousins Subs, your one-stop shop for all your football parties. With customizable 12 or 20-piece party boxes, 7.5-inch subs, sides, and shades. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
All right, smart and good-looking listeners, KB here. Fall in Wisconsin means more than just beautiful colors. It means snow, wind, and freezing temperatures are right around the corner. And if your house is drafty, you're going to be miserable. So it might just be time for new windows from Tilton Window Stores and more. Javier and his crew have kept winter out of Milwaukee homes for years. But they're not only experts in windows, they offer the industry's most advanced solid core siding that will withstand anything Wisconsin winter throws at you. Now, you might be thinking, it's too late to get it done this year. But you know what? You'd be wrong. There's plenty of time left to get on the installation schedule. Just go to utilton.com and click the big orange button. They'll get back to you, and before you know it, you'll be snuggling into a warm and toasty house for that long winter nap. Miss Sue and I put our windows in a few years ago, and I can assure you, winters are a lot more tolerable when you don't have a breeze blowing through the house. Just 4 steps. Go to utilton.com, click the orange button, get on the schedule, stay warm this winter. Remember, that's the letter U, Tilton.com.
Hello, I'm Jamie Fraundorf with Community Roofing and Restoration. For 50 years, we've been more than a roofing company. We're a full-service commercial and residential restoration team, and we've seen it all. We began restoring historic and vintage roofs, and now we've expanded to serve all your home exterior needs across southeastern Wisconsin. With 2/3 of our work coming from referrals, Community Roofing brings the experience and credentials to handle any project, and we're proud to give back to our community. Visit communityroofingandrestoration.com. Beauty, durability, and excellence since 1975.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School open house is Sunday, October 12th. Become part of the CMH tradition and make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on October 12th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. Awarded for academic excellence, a rich tradition of athletic success, and an experience rooted in faith. Find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet faculty and coaches, learn about all the opportunities available for your student. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
I cannot wait for the Top Shelf Country Cruise. It's literally 3 of my favorite things all rolled into one: country music, cruising, and the Bobby Bones Show. I mean, live performances from Keith Urban and Lee Brice. Yes, please. Relaxing on the water with a drink in your hand, even better. And the chance to hang out with the Bobby Bones crew, that's the cherry on top. I am so ready.
Mark your calendars. February 2026 for a can't-miss country music experience at sea. Grab your stateroom now at TopShelfCountryCruise.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Contreras with a drive to left field, and the Brewers have the lead. A no-doubt shot from William Contreras, and Milwaukee leads 4-3.
That was fun. That was the last lead the Brewers have had in this series.
Is that true?
No. First inning, game 3.
Yeah. Pardon me, game. Yes.
I knew. I
See,
thought
there was still a moment.
There's still a moment. I said, wait. I didn't get excited because I didn't want to
lead the Brewers have had at the end of an inning in this series.
I didn't want to be like second guess correct guy until I knew. So.
Well, no, I'm. Oh, hey, look at you. Look at you. That feels like something you like to do. Especially if we're talking like 1958 World Series.
I learned my lesson with the 59 playoffs from my man.
Yeah, it was 59, not 58.
Yes.
John was right.
That was John.
I learned my lesson.
Yep.
So if I think I'm right, I want to ask myself to make sure first. I'll try to learn my lesson. I don't know if it works in the long term. I don't know if I'll keep doing that, but I'm trying to learn my lesson there. All right, trying to learn my lesson.
You learn lessons in small doses,
but I'm not changing my mind about the bunting take. And no matter who's tweeting them, I'm not changing my mind about that. I did not like bunting last night. I did not like bunting.
I really don't like it when it's the first time Matthew Boyd is in some bit of trouble. It just feels like it gives them one opportunity to take a deep breath and know at that point, sure, the ball, you're at second and third, and they don't end up intentionally walking Yelich because it's a lefty split, and that's why he's out there. And then they ultimately come in with Palencia for Churio with 2 outs. But you give them one opportunity to get out of the inning in a little bit of a bailout situation. Like, I would have just wanted to at least see them make him make pitches.
Exactly. I mean, my thing is, and not, I don't want to make it an all or nothing bunting discussion, but let's put it this way, at least in this situation. Two main things bother me about it. You're down 3. You're not down 1 or 2. You know, if you're down 1 or 2, maybe you have a different story, right? If you're trying to push one across. The other thing, Billy, is there was no other inclination so far in that game, or there wasn't much inclination that we were about to get traffic on the base path every inning and put pressure on.
That's fair, yeah.
So I'm sitting here saying, I don't know how many chances we're going to get. It doesn't look like we've been doing that all night. And it turned out we weren't. You know, like if this is our chance to try and go get it, then we better try and go get it. You know, not just push a run across and hope for the best 2 or 3 more innings down the road here.
Yeah, and that really ended up being their best opportunity to play any runs. Top half of the 5th inning, Brewers with first and second, nobody out, second and third, 1 out after the sacrifice bunt from Joey Ortiz moves him over. Christian Yelich strikeout, pop up on the first pitch from Palencia to Churio, and they're out of the inning. And quickly, the Cubs add the tack-on runs that they hadn't gotten in any game so far. They had scored and done their damage in the first inning, pretty much all love. And in 6 innings, 6, 7, and 8, gets solo shots, and Kyle Tucker gets one. Hopefully he doesn't grab a little bit of momentum. Michael Busch has been hitting bombs all over the place, so I'm not going to be that surprised when that happens. And the Shaw single to score Carson Kelly felt like the real backbreaker to make it 4-0 after the 6th inning. 877-794-1973. Ace in Waukesha said, "Welcome to the morning show, boys. I love when things are bad and everybody is a manager. This is why you have home field advantage. Take care of business on Saturday, and all's well that ends well."
I like that. I like that positivity, just like I'm seeing on Twitter from Dr. Dave.
Come on, Dr. Dave.
One of our favorites, Dr. Dave, at American Family Field, right? With the
Come
picture,
on.
with the picture of this. Good morning,
Nobody
Milwaukee.
gives a harder and harsher come on than Dr. Dave.
And it's always
I'm actually super nervous for his labrum every time because he's throwing that right arm
Throwing
up.
it around. Dr. Dave, of course, a legend in our community. We appreciate everything he's done for so many families. Good morning, Milwaukee and fellow Brewers fans. As you can see, the sun is rising here at AmFam Field. You can still with us. Game 5 is here, and it's time to believe and win the series. Let's go. Hashtag Magic Brew. This is my crew. All right.
There
The
we go,
sun
Dr.
is
Dave.
rising.
Come on, it
The sun
is.
is rising. Let's go. Positive.
Because we don't have any windows in the studio.
Right.
But I got to imagine it is. Ron in the 715 said, "My heart is a little bit low today, but I'm still using my ticket tomorrow. Brewers need us. Friend is not going since it's at night. So free ticket for one of you guys if you want to sit by me and scream your lungs out."
Wow.
Armin Sarian.
Wow. I don't know if I can make it work schedule-wise, but it's just
That's
offering.
right. You got pumpkin packs probably. Something like that. Yeah.
With
Don't you want me
chainsaws.
to- Don't you want me to be there?
I would
Pumpkin
like you to
patch?
be there. I'd like you to be at the game.
Oh, I thought you meant the pumpkin patch. Maybe you can. You can't.
I can't. I got Badgers.
Yeah, it's tough. Well, you just put it out there, so maybe someone else will take him up on it.
Hopefully Rhonda can find somebody, but we need Brewers fans with Rhonda to be able to crank up the crowd and celebrate and be loud from start to finish.
And this is the question that many have had. Are Brewers fans going to start saying, "I'm looking for someone else to take my ticket. I'm looking to sell this ticket"? Is there going to be a lot of that, Billy? Do you think? I think
there's going to be a few that fall for. I mean, right now they're getting like almost $300 for upper level tickets.
Yeah.
That's over double what the face value is. Like I would not be surprised or frankly judgmental if some people are like, "I need to take that cash." You sure hope that it's Brewers fans buying them. And I think that there might be a little bit different split going on. Tom in the Falls said, "You guys stay positive. You know Euchre will still be up there kicking ass, throwing haymakers at Harry Carey. Keep the faith. Go Brewers." I love that.
I
one
love
from
that
Tom.
all the way. Let's go. I like those vibes right there. And let's try and make American Family Field the home field advantage, which has been the power in this series. Let's make it our power again in Game 5, guys. Let's make
Ryan
it our
Muskego.
power.
Oh yeah, easy for Dr. Dave to say. Bucks are 2-0.
Oh,
They are 2-0.
Wow. Does he even know?
I
That's
think
funny.
he absolutely. You're going to tell me he wasn't dying, living and dying with all of those.
But, you know,
results
speaking
and
of
Thanasis
dying,
last night?
Dr. Dave, his hair's not dyed. I wonder if before pregame we will see a different color than the white that he has up there right now.
Let's dye
that's
that
a
blue.
good point.
Let's get that thing going.
Blue, or are we just going straight yellow?
Yellow would be good too.
Either way.
I think I'd
Cool with it.
very much enjoy that one.
Yeah, yellow's probably better.
877-794-1973. Still the mission above. Hashtag win it for you. I like that we're getting back into it. We need more of this patented positivity.
Build it.
That's generally what we bring. We've maybe started leaning a little bit more negative. Hour number 4 the 9 o'clock hour. You want to cut a promo and let your Brewers hear what they need to hear going into Game 5 at American Family Field. The line is open for you at 877-794-1973. Your pump-up speech to the crew goes into hour number 4, and it's next on No BS. Stay wide on the game.
From the Lynch Truck Center in Waterford, Total Traffic Center.
894-41 northbound, stop and go Hale interchanged after Cold Spring Road. A crash blocks the left lane. 894-43 westbound, 76th Street to the Hale interchange heavy. 4145 northbound tight center to Capitol. And 4145 southbound, stop and go 124th to Good Hope with that roadwork. I'm Bonnie Green, and that's your latest Total Traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
For award-winning injury lawyers, when you're injured, you call Nicolay Law. Get the beer, get the win.
Here's the secret no one's telling you about those trendy weight loss shots. Many people gain the weight back after stopping, but there's a better way. Using the Milwaukee Weight Loss proprietary natural-based program, we've helped thousands of people not just lose weight, but keep it off long-term. You can lose up to 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 8 weeks while protecting your muscle mass. No side effects, no rebounds. Ready to transform your body for life? You can do this. Schedule your free consultation today at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Hey, it's Billy Schmidt. Joining Milwaukee Weight Loss was one of the best decisions I ever made. Not only can you lose weight fast and easily, but naturally and safely. And many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. I lost double that. And the best part is I'm keeping it off till this day. Give them a call at 262-433-4008. That's 262-433-4008. Or go online to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com today and schedule a free consultation. MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Why wait? Schedule today. And when you sign up, make sure you tell them that you heard about it on the game and that Billy Schmidt sent you. Results may vary.
I'm Victor Harding, a true trial attorney at Warshevsky Law. You've heard our advertising for years. While it's been effective introducing Warshevsky to injured people in need of maximum judgments and settlements, most of our clients come from personal referral. Referrals from former clients grateful for the settlement or trial judgment Warshevsky won on their behalf. Thus, they're recommending us to friends and family. Referrals from people in the community, including other lawyers and judges who want to make sure their friends and family are taken care of. Still not sure? Ask around. Warshevsky is referred by Wisconsin law enforcement officers who've seen Warshevsky attorneys in action, desperate to make sure friends and family receive just compensation. Insurance adjusters, often our adversaries, refer their family members hurt in accidents. They know the work we do. They all refer Warshevsky because, big case or small, we can help. If someone you love is injured, please let them know, because at the end of their ordeal, their injury is about the money. Warshevsky.com.
Summer in Wisconsin. Tom, how's your summer going?
It's going great, but with summer comes big summer storms.
And insurance companies have been having trouble with all of the storms in the Midwest, right?
Yeah, wind and hail have been a nightmare for our industry, and then you have these storm-chasing roofers that make the problem even worse.
Are you seeing changes in the industry because of the increase in storm damage?
Absolutely. Many companies are now forcing higher wind and hail deductibles on homes and reducing the coverage available. But some of our companies, like Erie Insurance, still give the customer the choice of how they want to handle it. You know, it might cost more, but at least they let the customer decide, and that's a big advantage.
Well, with the guidance of you and your team at G2, I can tell you, I know they'll be well taken care of. So when you get that renewal offer from your company and they made changes without giving you an option, maybe it's time to call Tom and his team at G2 Insurance. G2 is here to help. Go to G2INS.com. That's G2INS.com. They are your friend in insurance.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us, with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, My work here is done.
24-monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended. Balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement. iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99, and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Make 97.3 The Game your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
iHeartRadio is the easy-to-use app for music and radio. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Romeo Dobbs has the pylon. Touchdown, Green Bay.
The home of your Green Bay Packers and the flagship of the Packers Radio Network.
And there is your dagger.
97.3 The Game.
Touchdown!
Milwaukee's most listened to sports station and the home of your Green Bay Packers.
A dagger right through the heart.
WRN WFM Milwaukee. 97.3 The Game.
Chourio with a drive. Center field. Way back there. And gone!
No BS on the game. Billy and Sarian with you. Hour 4 starts up on the NicolayLaw.com talking text line with Eric in Houston saying, let's go, Brew Crew, flying up from Houston today with my best half. Let's bleeping go.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, let's go.
That's dedication. Flying up here from the freest state in the union to go and try to battle against the Cubbies at AmFam. That's what the kind of stuff that we need more of.
Feels like, Billy, the more you think about it, you know, we talk about slugging and power in the playoffs. It's played in the series. The more the series has gone on, the team that's had the more power, obviously, is winning games, and power's become paramount winning these games. You think the Brewers have to put forward their best slugging potential lineup to try and win Game 5? Should that be top of mind?
Yeah, I think they got to try to do as much to generate some offense as possible. I also think that there's something to, and I know we've gone back and forth, and there's been a lot of questioning. Some have said, you guys haven't questioned the manager enough. I think we have.
A lot.
I also think we've put a lot of the onus, and I think this was a little bit of the hang up earlier in the show, is like the culpability at the end of the day comes to the ones in the batter's box and on the pitcher's mound, right? And playing in the field and defensively at third base especially wasn't necessarily great by friend of show, Caleb Durbin. But like you have times when you can think and feel like you're not being put in maybe the most advantageous positions, the most beneficial spots. That felt like a couple of the situations for the Brewers over the last couple of days. But no, Pat Murphy took no at-bats last night. He threw no pitches last night. You need the guys that are in uniform, wherever they end up in the lineup, to come up and deliver more than 3 hits on the road in a game-clinching game. That's why they lost last night. I think, and it does feel like the way the lineup was shifted and shaped in games 1 and 2 would have given you more opportunities for immediate success last night and maybe would have generated more offense. But the proof's in the pudding, and it's always going to be on the guys that are in the uniforms. You need to be able to get better results wherever you're hitting if you're Christian Yelich in the 1 hole or the 4 spot.
You got to. And one thing we'll never know and we don't know, and that I think people have wondered for years about baseball, is you know, what it would have looked like in terms of a placebo effect too on the team if you do change a lineup up. Like sometimes that'll just freshen things up, make players, whatever, think that there's going to be a difference. And then usually it turns out that way. So, and sometimes as well, whether or not it's because of the lineup change or because guys believe there could be an impact on the lineup change, we'll never know that. But it's possible that that was part of it as well. That being said, Billy, and you made the point, we had a thing going on this show for how many weeks? Bryce Terang until further notice. And you talk about the Potawatomi parlay of the day. Bryce Terang until further notice. Bryce Terang was hitting so well for the last month of the year. I don't think in any sense we would have thought he wasn't going to keep doing that no matter where he was in the lineup. And that's one thing that has escaped the Brewers in this postseason series thus far. Now there's still one really big game, the most important game, to change that, to rectify it. And anything can happen in Game 5, and I'm sure we'll see anything. And I think we're wondering what all the possibilities could be, might be, trying to predict performance, predict pitching, predict lineups. But sometimes you just got to let the chips fall where they may, and that might be just the way it is. and the way you're going to have it happen. So
I like Tristan Nwasa. I said, let's get the pump back up. Let's get this place rocking and see if we can wake Bryce Terang up. I'm hitting that plus 850 home run at Potawatomi Sportsbook. I firmly believe the Badgers need to set the tone for our weekend. All in, boys. We own this state. Let's send everyone home flying back with an L this weekend. This is our team. This is our time. This is our town. Let's do it for Bob.
I messed it up. All right, but that was that's the way to drop a bar.
What are
right
we,
there.
the $04?
Yeah, I think it was $04. Yeah,
Keith Van Horn and Joe Smith on the poster. Yeah.
As they wait for the David Noel draft pick to come through in a couple of years.
Life.
Joe
04.
Alexander to really change the fortunes.
Desmond Mason, Cowboy, Mo Williams, I think. Wasn't he on that team? Michael Redd, obviously.
Would have been TJ Ford too, right?
Ford would have been
a
rookie, right? Or a second year, yeah.
Big baggy shorts.
There's a story. There's a story behind that. We won't tell it today, but he said they sent him the wrong shorts. He's like, I wasn't actually wearing shorts that big. They sent me the wrong one for the photo shoot for the rookie shoot and the wrong size. And he goes, I got to wear these. But nowadays the kids would just roll them up.
So that was the story that we were going to hear on another day, but was that the full story?
Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, I guess you're right. Actually, I just told the whole story.
Can I get some more details? Actually,
well, I can. There's like a link to an interview, so I guess that'd be the rest of the story.
Let's go. Let's get that link up. I
think that URL over.
Tyler, I'll find it at some point and let you know, Luddy.
Appreciate you,
Tyler in Port Washington. Good morning, boys. We need M-Fam absolutely rocking on Saturday. Yes, with Brewers fans, guys. That's my.
I like that drop in. Yes,
we were the best team in baseball and bouncing back after a loss, and we need a heavy dose of that coming into Game 5. That's a great point. I mean, this is what the Brewers have done all year. Take it to the limit. We didn't want to after being up 2-0, but that doesn't mean we can't keep responding in kind and win Game 5.
Yeah, and 262 said, guys, I love you. This is why the Brewers are great. We can win this series. We can prove that the heart prevails, and there's no better group or place to do it than here in Milwaukee. Saturday night SmackDown, belt to ass. Let's get it going.
And when we get the lead on Saturday night, when we get that early lead, we got to keep that energy. We got to keep the fight going. We got to keep the pressure on and try and keep that ball rolling downhill on the visiting team.
Matt in Milwaukee, I love how you guys just give Churio and Yelich a pass for not coming through with runners in scoring position, which is why they're the best team, which is why they were the best team in baseball. Instead, you get upset about bunting.
Whoa, here we go again.
Something they have done for the better part of the last 2 years.
No one gave them a pass. That's an independent event. Their outs that they made did not help the outcome, but that's independent of the decision, I believe, with Ortiz. So those were both problems, right? So we're talking about both separately. I'm not giving them a pass.
Far from it.
That was our best shot at it, and we still, one of those guys goes yard finally.
I think the bigger question, and the one that us that don't understand the math of it, because you got all the formulas and the equations and the F war and B war for whatever the publication you're reading or whatever.
Yeah.
You kept talking about the run expectancy and all that kind of stuff. So even if it's the same at first and second and third with one out as it would be at first and second with nobody out, an extra base hit still plates the 2 runs regardless. Right. Either way, you're scoring in that spot. You absolutely put that on those 2 guys to need to come through in those spots. However, I would have just liked to see Boyd stressed a little bit more in front of them to see if maybe it's bases loaded, nobody out. Again, we're going into a lot of what ifs. It absolutely does come down to you need your best guys to be able to put together a bigger and better at bat. And Yelich and Churio came up small in that moment. Does not mean that they won't come up big on Saturday night.
Right.
But in a similar vein, when the rest of your team was offensively brutal all night, and Terang's, I think, got like a 125 average in the series, you needed anything to spark a big inning, and it felt like maybe you just pushed a little bit of the brakes on how you could do that.
Reality of baseball is these are independent trials. So you go back to Game 3, and Jake Bauers hits a big homer to cut the lead to 1. That was great. Had a big shot the next inning with the bases loaded, struck out, right? Doesn't mean that because he struck out in that moment, he couldn't have gotten it done. It just means he did it in that moment. So would you have liked that home run to come in the next inning? Well, obviously you would have, but unfortunately that's just the way it goes. In terms of the run expectancy, Billy, but what you talked about, Boyd, I think is the non-analytic side of it. Then I agree with you. I mean, yes, you don't want it to be 100% analytic. So in that moment, there was no analytic part of it to me that felt like, Boyd looks like he's struggling, like his cage is rattled and he can't throw strikes. That's where I'm saying, well, let's make him pitch here because that's the feel part of the
And
game.
he was feeling himself all night, right? Was it the third inning when he points out at Contreras, you went, as he kind of buckled up his hands tight in, or maybe that was the fourth just before the little bit of a rally. Like you saw a different side of him.
Because he in game 1 was the GOAT. He was the one at the beginning of the series that was
The
absolutely
goat that it used to be.
Thank you very much. That term has changed. So thank you for clarifying it. He was the bum in game 1. He was the one that was going to be hanging the L, right away. Consecutive base hits, all that stuff. He had the dump truck on him in that first game.
Awesome.
So of course he's going to be fired up, being able to reverse those fortunes in game 4.
So I got to ask you and the rest of the folks on the NicolaLaw.com talking text line, we're going to continue to rip through just a incredible amount of text messages. And frankly,
so many.
We can't thank you enough for having a sports conversation with us today.
Thank you.
For the week that it's been, this has been the best morning to enjoy a conversation about our team and going into a game and like having Beyond Sports Opinions. We really thank you for that, guys. You don't know how much it means to us.
A lot.
And we appreciate it because as frustrating and as bad as it is and upsetting as it is for the listener, it's disappointing for us as well. This has been awesome and we thank you for all of it.
Can't say it enough.
After the victory in game 3, I had a neighbor across the street.
Okay. Do you like him?
Yeah, I do.
You like
he's a very nice guy.
You like your neighbors, right? You generally, we've talked about it.
I do like my neighbors.
Yeah.
Now maybe I am not as
close
outwardly in social as maybe I should be.
Extrovert.
Yeah, listen, when
you don't
somebody
go to
sent us a card with a QR code of like a front porch Friday night, and I think we should have made it, but I don't know that we did, right? So maybe I don't do as much outreach.
Front porch ain't going anywhere. You're fine.
Yeah, maybe I'm not doing as much outreach.
You like them, but you're not sitting around waiting at the curb waiting to hang out. Like I get what you're right.
That's when stuff starts to get creepy.
Outside my buddy Victor next door, love Victor.
Okay, Victor,
Now,
what up? Shout out to Victor.
So individual across the street.
Uh-oh.
All of a sudden we wake up.
No.
Thursday morning.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Hung very, very proudly in between two trees.
No.
A big old white W flag.
No.
Now,
Now I'm gonna learn about you.
They do live amongst us, unfortunately.
That's the
And
thing.
for it to happen,
There's so many of them.
Armin, all year the Cubs were a very good baseball team.
Yeah.
And at one point leading the division by, I believe, 7.5 games.
Sure.
Didn't see it at all. Now there is a Brewers flag, the big grill logo that flies right underneath the American flag on the flagpole that I had to fight my wife to be able to keep. She goes, "We're really keeping this?" I said, "You best better believe it.
Somebody put it here. It's staying.
It ain't going nowhere.
It's already there. Why would
flying a flag?"
I'm not gonna take this thing down. Someone else did the work.
So I've had the Brewer flag up all year long.
Oh, so he's
all
showing
of a
it.
sudden the Cubs get themselves into the series and the W flag shows up.
Interesting.
Does that mean that I got to go and somehow
Get a bigger
purchase
flag?
a big old L flag?
There's
that
one
flies
over
coming up
Hunter's
on-
desk. We can just borrow it for a little
I
bit.
could borrow that one?
I mean, who's really watching?
My wife asked, would it be
Well,
bad if we
actually,
went and tore it down?
Yeah,
I
that
thought
would
be rude.
That would be technically probably illegal.
I did think about doing it.
Yeah,
illegal.
that's my first thought is you shouldn't vandalize, shouldn't do it. He has the right to put the flag up, but you have the right to have to side eye it.
Find a bigger flag and
put
fly a
your
big
flag.
L flag. I
Like
want
in
to make
Frasier.
sure, or
Yeah.
maybe is it better for on Sunday morning, if and when the Brewers are victorious on Saturday night, should I just ring the doorbell and leave the L flag there? Because you might as well fly it if the L comes.
I think that's the way to do it. I think that would be the best and the most ultimate.
I just want us
get
to be consistent,
back.
right?
I
You know,
do, and
that's all we ask is for consistency.
Now, is there a chance he didn't lose a bet or anything like that? Like maybe there's a bet. with
No,
his buddies.
he is a Cubs fan.
Yeah,
He is a Cubs fan, and that's the other part of it. I've known that he is a Cubs fan.
But
We just haven't seen anything.
but
We
you
just
haven't-
haven't seen any celebration of it. We haven't seen any flying of the flag.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was wondering how I can respond and how that would be taken, because I understand it's not going to be necessarily taken well. I kind of don't care, but I just wanted to know what all of our listeners would do at 877-794-1973.
Great question.
Given that kind of a question and what you would have to do in that spot.
Other option is you can be totally like passive aggressive, and when the Brewers win Game 5, just leave a note. Hey, it's your buddy Billy, neighbor here. Hope everything's good. Just had a favor. All my TVs broke. Do you know what the score of the Cubs game was? That's the one my buddy used to give me.
That might be the better
in
one.
college that he always would. That was his consistent.
TV
move.
went out in the 8th inning.
He's like,
Do you know what happened?
He'd call me right. What worst moment if Packers lose? My TV broke. What happened? No, I'm serious. I honestly, I remember my TV broke. Okay, guy. All right. Goodbye. Yeah. 4 and 4 says I'm trying to get an L flag and they won't sell it, brother. They sell anything on the internet.
Oh yeah,
they sell
fair.
anything.
TikTok Shop has
you will get it. Temu, whatever it takes. Somebody will sell you that flag if you look on the internet. So
I'm
I don't know
also
if you can get it, like in person. Yes, you can't get it. You have to probably buy it online. Go ahead, Billy. What
We
else?
also had a ton of great conversations and little pump ups. Mark said, how do so many sports fans not appreciate how sports work? Days like Saturday are why we watch. Enjoy the ride until you get kicked, but just enjoy the ride. And let's go, crew. 877-794-1973. Who you pitching coming up on Saturday if you're Pat Murphy? Where are your vibes rolling into Saturday as well as Sunday? A little more Packers conversation as well coming up. And a parlay of the day straight ahead. It's No BS. Armin Sarian's right there. I'm Billy Schmidt. It's the No BS morning show on the
Put your hand on my hip, 'cause you know that I'm losing. You got my heart racing like there's nothing to it. Falling in love to the beat of the music.
Now, here's traffic from Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Call the Tri-City Total Traffic Tip Line at 414-944-5111.
894-41 northbound stop and go Hale interchanged after Cold Spring Road. A crash blocks the left lane. 894-43 westbound 76th Street to the Hale interchange heavy. 4145 northbound tight center to Capitol. And 4145 southbound stop and go 124th to Good Hope with that road work. I'm Bonnie Green, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association.
The International Hot Rod Association and Durana Hybrid, where horsepower meets hard work. We're reigniting the spirit of racing and the power of skilled trades. Mentorship, education, legacy. Fuels the future on the track and in the trades. Get your tickets now at ihra.com.
Makita knows that pros never settle, and neither do we. With Makita, you get tools that perform at the highest level on every job without compromise. Makita is for the most detailed pros, expertly engineered to deliver precision, job after job. When your work calls for the best, call on Makita. Makita, built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Coming around the right side, going for the pylon, in for the touchdown.
Huddle up for the My24 Primetime Preps game day action as the Catholic Memorial Crusaders collide with the Wauwatosa East Red Raiders. Coverage begins with a Primetime Preps pregame show hosted by Mike McGivern tonight at 6:30. Then it's game time with Gruber Law Office's Primetime Preps football presented by Marquette University at 7. Or come to the game and meet the rising pro wrestling stars of OVW with My Play Sports, My24.
KB.
Yes, Drew.
Cooler temperatures, October baseball, fall football. Does it get any better?
Well, actually, it does get better. Now through October 19th, Iron Jock is offering you 30% off the best hoodie on the planet with the code HOODIE30.
Sweat wicking, odor fighting, 4-way stretch comfort, and built to last.
Plus a free beanie, cuz why not?
Iron Jock hoodies, 30% off with the code HOODIE30. Now through October 19th.
Go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
You'll love your new Iron Jock hoodie.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-496-2714. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-496-2714. That's 800-496-2714. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
NLDS, Cubs smacked 3 homers, shut out the Brewers 6-0 to force a winner-take-all Game 5 tomorrow in Milwaukee. Dodgers walk it off in 11, beat the Phillies to advance to the NLCS. Packers host the Bengals Sunday. Kicker Brandon McManus limited at practice with a quad issue. Bucks beat the Pistons in preseason play. AJ Green led the way with 22. I'm Ronza Moss.
Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Find it behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
Sports season is in high gear, and iHeartRadio's got it all. The NFL.
It's a touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Baseball postseason.
Tail time in game one.
College football, the NHL, and the NBA is about to tip off. It's all right at your fingertips on the iHeart app with play-by-play podcasts and local stations where you can join the conversation.
I agree with the last caller. We got to be done with that guy.
Join the millions who are already doing it. Open the free iHeartRadio app now. Sports on iHeartRadio, where fans live it.
Make 97.3 The Game your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
We call it Wagertainment.
All right, place your bets, place your bets.
VSiN every night at 6. Presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest on Fox Sports 920.
The Milwaukee Admirals 2025-26 season begins on Saturday when the Admirals travel to Rockford to take on the Ice Hawks. Hits the Rockford line, delays. Afanasyev in the slot. He shoots and scores. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30. Face-off is at 7 on Fox Sports 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
Good call at the return of the Flack. Joe Flacco back up against the Packers defense coming up this weekend as he joins the Cincinnati Bengals, who travel to Lambeau Field for the 3:25 kickoff. Our coverage here on the game of the game starts up at 1 with our network coverage, actually with 11 with Packers Game Day. Doug Russell will be there. I will be joining him for the No BS Zone. We'll be having a bunch of fun talking some Packers football. Good to be back up at Lambeau Field. Been far too long.
Right.
And it's going to be exciting to see a team that is still top 10 in points per game. 11th right now in the NFL, Armin, in your favorite number, point differential, going up against the Cincinnati Bengals, who rank 29th and 32 respectively in those two different categories.
Yeah, and I just think this is a time for the Packers to try and put up a big number, to put some big numbers up, especially offensively, and try and go in and start feeling good about yourself. Most importantly, they have to get a win, but it'd be nice to do it in a certain type of fashion, if that makes sense, Billy, to go out, play well, dominate, feel good about yourself, and kind of keep rolling into the next week.
The numbers for Micah Parsons and Trey Hendrickson are pretty impressive. Hendrickson responsible for over a quarter of the Bengals pressures and 40% of their total sacks this season. When you just look at what his numbers are, and Micah Parsons, 26 pressures all season, tied for fourth most in the league. These are two of the most premier edge rushers in the game. I also think it's just funny watching them both head to head, knowing now what we know after the Ian Rappaport report day one before week one on NFL Game Day morning, that the Packers felt like they had a trade in place for Trey Hendrickson at one particular point, that they thought they were going to acquire him.
Yeah.
And we did this topic before we actually thought Micah Parsons was available. And I know you laughed, and a lot of people did, and we had a little bit of fun with it. I'm like, you're going and you get your shopping cart. It's go into the pass rusher grocery store. You get Micah Parsons on one side, Trey Hendrickson on the other. Which shelf are you grabbing? And I was always grabbing Micah Parsons.
Sure, me
Younger, more athletic. Well, it's going to cost more. Probably cost you an additional first-round pick. Seemed like it was going to be Kenny Clark as the player to go to the Bengals as well. So, in all reality, just 4 years younger, additional first-round pick that you had to give for Parsons. Trey Hendrickson, at least over the last couple of years, more productivity in actually getting quarterback to the ground, leading the NFL in sacks each of the last 2 years. I'm excited to see him head-to-head and how they impact the game, because Hendrickson is absolutely a dude that is going to take any little bit of the motivation, thinking that he could have been a member of the Packers and that all of the excitement and glazing going on the Packers pass rush could have been because of him and not number one instead of 91 in the Bengals colors, it's a fascinating matchup of two of the league's best at that position.
Absolutely. And guys, I think that are still playing. I mean, Micah Parsons, I think, is going to be in the Defensive Player of the Year kind of conversation as well, Billy. And it is funny to go back and think about this matchup when you look at the conversation we were having. And the funny thing is, we were kind of talking about Myles Garrett during the Super Bowl about that when the news that he became available was out there. And that was the kind of the first one of the great triumvirate, or however you want to say, of the pass rushers in this league. I think we were all cool with those two, either one of them being available and either one of them being in our shopping cart. But I think we all preferred Micah if you had a choice to pick one of the two off the shelf.
That's fair. I wasn't going to turn down either acquisition, but it did. And in hindsight, the real difference, I think, here was David Mulugheta, agent for Micah Parsons, because, Trey Hendrickson was as out as you possibly could. He's going on McAfee a bunch of different times. He's saying, I'm never going to play. Yeah, he posts the dramatic photo of him driving into the Jacksonville Sunrise, Luddy, on the day.
It was beautiful.
On the day that Jacksonville's a nice area.
I've heard.
It's
from
a nice,
only you,
nice
though.
area.
Yeah.
Well, outside of actually Jacksonville, but like the areas around it, it's pretty.
Duval.
But you see him take it kind of to the doorstep, but not be able to have that extra push of maybe the most powerful agent in all of pro football.
We've talked about how the Packers may have got Micah Parsons for 60, 70 cents on the dollar. Maybe in the end, we would have paid as much, if not a little bit more, for Trey Hendrickson because of the competence of the ownership, which is kind of crazy to say about the Brown family. But yeah, that's kind of my thought.
They were not going to budge on their price. The Browns,
no doubt,
right? Like they were going to get what they demanded for Trey Hendrickson, or they weren't going to trade him, and that's exactly what they ended up doing. So, again, I'm happy that it ends up rolling with Parsons, but I do think it's interesting if you see Hendrickson on one side, Parsons on the other, and 262 said Hendrickson doesn't give a damn about the Packers. I bet he would much rather be on the Green Bay Packers right now than on the Jake Browning and Joe Flacco led Bengals.
You would assume. I mean, I know he probably loves being a Cincinnati
facilities would be better here, no doubt.
That's for sure.
Chances to win, all those things, and doesn't give a bleep. I mean, didn't Micah Parsons give one about us until we went and traded for him? So you never know how things will change. It's hard to say, but I'm glad we have Micah Parsons. And I'm glad that's how it shook out. I guess I can't really complain about that. And time to go 3-1-1 this week, Billy. And time to make it to not make it hairy or close in that situation. Time to go and dominate. But that is an interesting storyline, and kind of the undercurrent of this game coming up is how those things could have shaken out amongst all the other things this week in the Packers-Bengals game. Obviously, Flacco jumping in there unexpectedly, seeing him once again for a second time. A lot of teams are probably okay with that, getting getting a shot at Flacco, like seeing Flacco twice. That's probably the matchup they'd be okay with, I would think. Now, he has seen a lot in this league. Whether or not you believe he's, as good of an option as some of the other ones, I'm sure a lot of people are just like, okay, I'll take my chances against that, right?
I know we were all dialed in on Brewers last night, so probably a little bit less of the 34-17 Giants victory over the Eagles that we ended up seeing. Russell Wilson got himself up and ready to go at one point. Jackson Dart got taken into the medical tent. I believe, I didn't have sound on, I think it was an independent concussion test after he hit the ground. Brian Daboll, not happy. Brian Daboll, not happy with independent urologist on the sidelines. He was letting that young man in the coat.
Excuse me, doctor?
Have it.
Doctor? Dude, are you sure?
He was ripping into this guy. And Daboll is one of my favorite guys to watch on the sideline. In that moment, if they would have had him mic'd up, the amount of SEC violations would have been through the bleeping roof.
I wonder if the league's going to have a problem with that and do something about it, because the whole point of the independent neurologist was to totally take away the influence of teams on these medical decisions.
Oh yeah. Well, listen, the best part is my man in the coat, the doctor was unfazed.
Didn't care. I'm like, brother, you're a football coach. I get
don't
it.
care.
I'm a neurologist and I take my business. I kind of like that.
But Russell Wilson's warming up. He's taking snaps. You could see Mr. Unlimited was ready to let it rip. I think he got 2 plays.
Great
I think he got 2 plays and then a punt, and then quickly Jackson Dart was back into the football game.
Sounds about right.
Unwavering action, unwavering language, boys. Come on, focus, dedication. Let's go. Unwavering dedication. Let's go, boys.
What the hell did that huddle conversation was big. Yeah, he pumped them up in that huddle for those 2 plays, no doubt about it. Also, here in the studio, the Iron Jock Studios, we got MLB Network on. They just showed the at-bats for Yelich and Yelich and Churio one more time with men at second and third and 1 out in that 5th inning. you just kind of forget also both of those balls are at least 2 balls off the plate, no pause, right? Like, I mean, they are well inside on both of those young men. That's the frustrating one on both of those swings. You're swinging at not ball 4 for either one. It's the first pitch for Chourio, but he's able to get up in that at bat if it's not for trying to maybe do just a tick too much.
Thank you. And it's 9:29, and I haven't mentioned Lance Barksdale yet. So I'm a little proud of myself for not mentioning the home plate umpire last night, who I think was, fair to say, inconsistent. Not saying that's the reason we lost, not giving an excuse. But I got to say, I have not mentioned Lance Barksdale for 3.5 hours, so I consider that a success.
I didn't think anybody was going to be as bad as Estabrook was.
Oh, my gosh, yes. This is a playoff crew. This is a playoff crew. And then you got old boy last night down at third who doesn't know what a check swing is. If you guys all checked out in blue just because we know about ABS coming in, is that what I'm thinking? Or are you just going to say, forget it. ABS is coming in. We're just going to make it known that we're going to go in there and make it about us.
I wonder if the umpires union did say, like, hey, fellas,
make it about you.
Let's make it, let's have this be the best advertisement for the ABS system this playoffs, because the strike zones have been bad. They have been wildly inconsistent. They've been consistently inconsistent, which is a tough way to live.
I don't want to go there, but there was an umpire that officially lost his job recently because he was, involved in some betting. I don't want to go there, so I'm not going to go there, which I just did.
But you just did.
But you have to wonder, and it is okay to remind our boys in blue, the umpires in this situation, that this strike zone, in theory, is not up to your opinion.
Yeah.
It is not up to your interpretation. It is a static and fixed box cube, maybe. It's 3-dimensional. That should not be up to your own interpretation. And I hope that's not what they're believing right now. I hope these are just mistakes they're making, because you see some of these. It's been going on throughout the series. You mentioned Mizrahi getting squeezed at one point. Now, it's been going both ways. I'm not going to say
it's been bad both ways. Yes, 100%.
So this is not an excuse. I'm
very
not
bad both ways.
But there was a lot of them last night. We can't be doing this. All right, we can't be doing this, Lance Barksdale, moving the zone around like that. Reminds me of the Little League umpire. I'll never forget that goes up to us we're 8-year-old kids, maybe 9. Right
Armin
before they
is
get in the bench.
describing me,
Just
by the
so
way.
you guys know, I call a higher strike zone. I tend to call it higher, thinking he's somebody by
I'm giving him an inch around the zone. That's how I used to say it.
By letting everybody know. Like, he thinks, I made it clear to them. Well, you know what? Eric Gregg made it clear. He didn't care what the strike zone was in 97 either. And he's calling strikeouts for Levon Hernandez. Oh, boy, the other strike zone. It's absolutely ridiculous. Can we tighten it up, please, in the strike zone? Look it up. Eric Gregg.
Look it up.
97 World
I
Series.
do like
NLCS, Braves, Marlins.
Yeah, I definitely was that guy, though. Like, I was walking over to both dugouts saying, hey, Skip, just let him know I'm calling an inch off the plate all around.
All right.
Get your boy.
What was the response usually?
I get it for the
Appreciate
kids,
it. Let's
but-
get it swinging.
Yeah.
Let's get it swinging. Yeah.
That is tough
Then
for
there's
kids,
Armin
yeah.
Sari in there who's like, all I'm trying to do is get my on base percentage.
Get a walk.
up. And
'Cause
there's
I
only
can't-
one way on.
That's
There's a
right.
bonus in his
I was ahead of
contract.
my game by necessity. I couldn't hit, so I was trying to take walks at all time. It was a
You're the
rough
four-hit
one.
guitarist of the team.
It's frustrating when you're trying to identify the strike zone and trying to take at bats henceforth based on that strike zone. You just can't do it. And it was all over the place again last night in some bad moments. But it is what it is. This is not an excuse. It's just an observation.
Just an observation. 920 asked, what was the reason for moving the game time? Was hoping to watch the Badgers, then the Brewers. Why the change? The change was the Philadelphia Phillies young man, Kirkring, I believe it was the name of the reliever who just threw the ball into the stands. I mean, like, that is about as bad of a situation to lose your season as you possibly can. You're about to get out of a bases loaded jam on the road in the bottom of the 11th inning against the reigning defending World Series champions.
And the catcher's pointing to where you need to throw the ball. And
Dude,
you throw it
JT
to
Real-
the guy that's pointing away from where you're supposed to throw it.
Luddy, that screenshot is going to go down with like the screen grab of, was it MVS or Alan Lazard streaking wide open when Rodgers is uncorking a deep ball to Devontae Adams?
I believe it was Lazard.
Yeah, like, so that screen grab is going to go down in infamy.
Or Donald Driver, the Donald Driver interception in 07, where everybody else is open.
Yes, and you just see JT Realmuto pointing to first, yelling first. The ball comes into the right-handed batter's box, and young man down, head down, hands on knees, and the entire Dodgers dugout just running by him in celebration. I mean, that's a moment that dude is. I don't know how you come back from it.
It's tough.
I sure hope he does, because I love redemption stories. Can't fathom what that was like.
Yeah, and the young man you're talking about is Orion Kerkering. Yes, Orion, as you might have thought,
Orion's belt.
is the belt. Right, it is a constellation, right?
Yep.
And it is
Around the
continuing.
cat's neck.
It was not written in the stars for him last night.
And continuing with the tradition that I'm telling you, I've seen more and more. When I start looking for it, yes, that's his middle name. His first name's Richard. So he was a Richard. He's going with Orion. By the way, he gives his given first name. He shares it with his father and grandfather, but they all go by their middle names, which are different. You know,
I'm so glad we got that background.
Thank you. I've just wanted to give it to you because I'm telling you, I've seen this more and more at how many athletes go
It
by
is
their
a
middle
phenomenon that you are all over.
It is a pretty cool name, Orion, though. Are you going to name me after a star?
I potentially would have went with that one.
Yeah. But anyway,
Orion
listen,
Sarian.
You know, I don't know that it flows the
Maybe
same
a middle
way.
name.
Yeah.
Then I would
Armin
have
Orion Sarian.
Yeah. Anyway, Orion
That sounds
Kerkering
like a
AOS.
law firm right there.
was your guy, Orion Kerkering. How can he come back from it? Who knows? That is going to be. Just imagine what they're saying in Philly today about that. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Philadelphia WIP has to be going absolute bonkers today. Airs the Phillies games and the Eagles games, and
lives in Philly.
They just go ham sandwich on there. That's going to be a tough day for them to be able to roll. I appreciate it. 877-794-1973. 773 has finally entered the chat. Who our individual in the Chicagoland area who had been trying to get us into a pizza bet on the division for the Brewers and Cubs all year long. He said, I jump into the car, turn on the radio to 97.3, and I hear Armin's voice, and man, sounds nervous. I wonder why. Maybe he is speaking out of the nervousness in his body, trying to put it onto you. We're not going to manifest nervousness. We're going to manifest the W on the other side. And not only at American Family Field coming up on Saturday night, not only at Lambeau Field coming up on Sunday night, but in the parlay of the day at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It's coming up. It's no BS on the game.
Yeah, I needed a change, but we never took because we needed a change.
It's Brian Butch for Window Nation. October is here, and if you've got old windows, that means you're back to dealing with chilly air seeping into your home. Eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation in Milwaukee. This month, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. With the holidays coming up, that's a big deal. Don't miss out on free windows and 0 payments for 2 years with Window Nation, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Visit windownation.com before October 31st to get started.
Jason, what are you singing? Working on a new jingle to promote Capital's $49 drain clearing. When your sink fills up with gunk, don't stress, don't whine. It's only $49.
Don't take this the wrong way, man, but I'd stick to plumbing, heating, and cooling if I were you.
That's fair, but people need to know that we clear clogs for only $49.
Fine, but I would have rhymed gunk with junk. It's so obvious.
Call CapitalCares.com.
The Fall Trade Up event is happening now at Cunis. With winter on the horizon, trade up now to a new, safe, and reliable vehicle. We'll do whatever it takes to make a deal at nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and the new Cunis Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. We have huge incentives and discounts on the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Thinking pre-owned? We have over 2,500 in stock with payments for every budget. Plus, check out our service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear lifetime powertrain warranty included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Don't miss the Fall Trade Up event. Start your search online at CunisMilwaukee.com.
It's where the discounts are deeper than an East Side poetry reading.
BidOnMilwaukee.com.
An outdoor patio package, vacation destinations, and more.
BidOnMilwaukee.com.
Bag your bargain. The Bid on Milwaukee online auction starts Wednesday, October 15th.
At Advent, nasal congestion and sinus infections can be solved with an in-office 20-minute procedure. Elsewhere, expect surgery.
I want them gummy squares. I want them gummy squares. I want some sleepy with no more anxiety. I need them gummy squares. I need them gummy squares. I need my wife to find her happy place really soon. We have Delta 8 CBD and new Delta 9s. Go to happyplacehemp.com.
Happyplacehemp.com. 25% off with promo code DrewKB. Happyplacehemp.com.
What's up? It's Russell Nicolay with Nicolay Law. You're listening to 97.3 The Game, the #1 sports talk station in Milwaukee. For award-winning injury lawyers when you're injured, you call Nicolay Law or visit us at nicolaylaw.com. Get the beard, get the win.
Chased from behind by Parsons. Yes! And a sack. Micah Parsons registers the sack back at the 31-yard line. And the Parsons project is underway.
Hey, let's keep hitting them, man. Packers Friday is sponsored by Cousins Subs, your one-stop shop for all your football parties. With customizable 12 or 20-piece party boxes, 7.5-inch subs, sides, and shapes. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
Crispy chicken just keeps getting better at Cousins Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry, a meal made easy. And for the little ones, our kids meal comes with 2 crispy tenders, applesauce, a juice box, and cookie. Just the right size for growing appetites. Made with quality chicken and ready to enjoy in-store, online, or on the app. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only around for a limited time. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
No BS on the game. Hanging out with you statewide. And it has been a great morning to be able to talk sports. Now, we'd much rather be talking about the Brewers already in the NLCS. However, as Drunk Paul wakes up with us and hits us up on the talking text line, said, are people on the text line staying calm and reasonable about the Brewers this morning?
Yeah.
Well, the answer to that would be some. Some are. I think some are rather excited. Some are rather enthused. Some are very much nervous Nellies, and no doubt about it. But some, as 414 said, some say run from your nightmares. I say run to the fight. Some say Eeyore mentality. I say put your meat on the table.
Whoa.
No more bunting. Swing for the fences. Let's go, Brew Crew.
I love it.
He said lay it down on the table and let him see it.
There's a lot to be said for that, and swing for the fences. Obviously, it's a term, but there's a lot to be said for that too. Look how Powers played again in the playoffs in this series, Billy. Should the Brewers lean into that as well in Game 5? Obviously, you guys have to actually hit the balls out. Now, the thing is, you want to put yourself in position to try and get some more power. A lot of times, it just has to happen, and whether that's as simple as that, that's just baseball. But you do have some guys in this team that have been able to deliver power for you throughout the year. Jackson Chourio, of course, hit a big one in Game 2. You talk about Andrew Vaughns. Yelich is still kind of waiting for that 30th. You know, we had the 29 and all that throughout the Yelich hasn't had one for a while. Maybe it's in Game 5. You just hope the cards come up for you in this small situation. That's kind of how you have to approach it. You can put your team in position. We've talked a lot about that today, managerial decisions, and there's going to be a lot for him for Murph here in Game 5. But in the end, you let the chips fall where they may. And hopefully, I have a feeling home runs will play a big factor in Game 5.
I got a sneaky suspicion. Dan said Bill Schmidt. It's your cousin Dan. Hi, Dan.
What up, Dan?
What up, Dan?
Cuz?
He said, I say Jared Koenig to start the game, then Miz eat up some innings and some hard ones in the middle. Keep the Cubs shut down, and the bats will come alive tomorrow night at American Family Field.
I like that. I mean, a lot of question about what it might be. It could be Koenig or something. You know, Timmy brought it up earlier in the show. The Brewers might do something wild. Got to get out of that first inning. It just feels like a big momentum boost if you can, the way the series has gone.
What would you think if it was Trevor McGill?
Well,
he's had his problems.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
So that scares me a little bit.
What I would think is I'm going to be nervous no matter who it is. So if it's Trevor, if it's Jared, if it's Miz, so be it.
If
you
it's
know,
Priest or Quintana, whoever.
Let go, let God. You surrender yourself to whatever your fate is going to be.
Jesus take the wheel.
That's all you can do at this point. You believe it, that the best of all these guys is good enough to win, right? The best of Jared Koenig, the best of McGill, the best of Miz, we've seen it, is good enough to win. So you hope if those are the guys in place that they bring their best and we win this game.
Has Michael Busch been their leadoff hitter all season?
The majority of the season.
So in theory, if you put Koenig a lefty against a lefty for that first at bat, in theory, it's going to work out, right?
Well, listen, in Game 2, it pulled
him.
It pulled Michael Busch off of the lineup card, and Justin Turner started. So, like,
I know.
That's where I want to see if they pull him off of it at all. Like, so that's where the thought of throwing him first makes a lot of sense. Now, Ashby throws last night. I would assume he's not going to go tomorrow. No. But I would say stranger things have happened than Aaron Ashby being the Game 5 starter again.
I mean, there's a day rest now between what happened yesterday, and I
put that at a non-zero.
Non-zero, because there's a possibility, even if it's for one batter or one inning, let's say, right?
Wade Miley's version.
Anybody. Everybody's available. That's just the reality of it. A lot of conversation about Murph's decisions, and then did he counsel himself and counsels decisions? That's kind of the funny thing about what he said. Most managers aren't taking one of their hottest hitters out of the lineup, no matter the matchup. Yeah. But Counsell did that. Would he do it again in Game 5? I'm very curious to know. We know about Counsell. He sticks with his plan.
Sticks with the plan.
Sticks with his plan.
And even though the Brewers did get Justin Turner out to start that inning,
yes,
it ends up working because Seiya Suzuki 3 batters later hits a 3-run shot. So
in spite of it, it worked anyway.
I'm fascinated to see it. Wisco Pablo hit us up on Twitter and said, well, it's up to you boys now. You'll set the mood for all of Wisconsin this weekend. We can't fan any harder than we do. We're all in. We're battered. We're bruised, but we've got your backs. Now it's your turn. Hold up your end of the bargain and make us proud.
I love that.
Thanks, man.
Was he talking about us or the players?
He also then said, pretty please, hashtag Badgers, hashtag Brewers, hashtag Packers.
Okay.
So I think he was saying all three of the teams, like, hey, man, we are down a little bit. We're hurting a little bit. We need you to come through with some big dubs.
Because I was about to be like guy in the meme. It's up to me. Who, me? Me? It's up to me. I'm the one. It's on me.
Well, it is kind of up to me when we step up to the Potawatomi Sportsbook and that betting kiosk for a parlay of the day.
Time now for Billy's Parlay of the Day, brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest.
As Darius Smith once said, put it on me.
Put what on him?
That was what he was referring to of, I believe, the potential misdemeanor marijuana charge. Possession of marijuana charge.
This was on the trip back up from the Chicagoland area?
Kenosha.
They
got pulled over with Rashawn Gary and I believe Kingsley Kike, if I'm not mistaken, but all allegedly.
Yeah, some young boy.
I don't know that's fully allegedly. I do think that it gets settled in court. Okay. Yeah. But he said, put it on me.
He said, put it on me, and we did in most games on the milk carton. Put it on, put me on. I'm just saying.
That was in 2019 when everybody was loving Big C.
We have one good year. What's that?
He drinks milk when he smokes weed?
No. Oh,
some do.
That's interesting.
Chocolate milk is much better.
Oh,
like with cereal?
No, with the other one.
I wouldn't know.
794-1973.
I chew bubble gum. I wouldn't know.
Well, you came here to win parlays and chew bubble gum, and guess what? We got no more bubble gum.
Fresh out of gum.
So we need to go and hit a W and a victory parlay of the day at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big, bet bold, bet above the rest. You could have just set your clocks to the Philadelphia Eagles and yesterday, including the Philadelphia Eagles, losing because Jalen Hurts said, I sat with these guys for 2 hours, and guess what? I still don't like you, and I still don't like you. 12 carries for 58 yards for Saquon Barkley.
I was wrong about that.
And no touchdowns. A.J. Brown did get 9 targets, 6 catches, 80 yards. No touchdowns.
Is that boiling pot bubbling over in Philadelphia with the Eagles that we always talk about finally
But
happening?
do you know who did get a rushing touchdown? Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, they ran.
So I wonder if that was what was discussed in the meeting. Like, hey, why don't you still just score all the touchdowns?
They ran the tush push like 4 times in a row. Broadcasters were apologizing for it. We
Losing
tried to
their
warn
mind.
you.
We told you this was going to happen.
Told you. We tried to
told you
warn
this
you.
would happen.
Packers tried.
But ultimately, Jackson Dart runs over and runs around and runs through that Eagles defense without Jalen Carter. Dart was 13 carries for 58 yards and a score. Cam Scattaboo, 19 totes, 98 yards, 5+ a pop in 3 tugs yesterday for the rookie from Arizona State.
Was he good? I'm sure a lot of people love seeing that type of back.
He also did, once he crossed the goal line, I think it was on the second score. Maybe it was the third. I think it was the second. He ends up losing the ball after the whistle's blown. And Brian Daboll, Daboll got the memo from the Jonathan Gannon situation because he is nose to nose with Scattaboo with the helmet on, like hardcore kind of headbutting him and just like giving the little fist on the shoulder pad. But he's like, I'm going to make it very clear. I am motivating and coaching here. I am not punching. I'm just saying, I expect so much of you. I expect so much of you. And then gives him a head grab and kisses him on the forehead. He loves him. Like Daboll loves that team. I love the fact that the Giants get their win last night at MetLife and big Tony DeVito style vibes.
Yeah,
Tommy DeVito style vibes. Pardon me.
Is Danny his dad?
No, they're not related.
No, they weren't related. He might have been related to the manager or the agent that was sitting over there.
That guy, the pinstripe suit. Awesome. My man with the pinstripe suit.
That guy was next level. All right, let's go to the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big, bet bold, bet above the rest. And a couple of plays, hopefully, to pay this weekend at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. We're going to start with the Buccaneers laying the 3 points against the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy and Mac Jones back and forth. Who ends up starting? Who ends up not going? I don't really think it matters a whole hell of a lot because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now, I think, are just that good. Did you know that this is the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the NFC playoffs? If we started the playoffs today, 49ers would actually have the bye and home field. Still a DNP on Thursday's practice was Purdy. Mac Jones was limited with his knee and oblique injuries. Give me Baker Mayfield and the Bucs in that 3-headed wide receiver monster. Once Mike Godwin comes back, or Mike Evans comes back, Chris Godwin back on the field already, that team is going to be very, very dangerous. Give me the Buccaneers laying the 3 points at home against the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs laying the 2.5 against the Detroit Lions. Sunday Night Football.
I like that.
Remember, this was the game to lead off the NFL season 2 years ago. Lions played it as their Super Bowl, almost went to the Super Bowl that year. They're in the NFC title game. They started the good vibes by beating the brakes off of the Kansas City Chiefs in the opening game and just physically dominating them. Chiefs are getting better and healthier.
Yeah.
And the Lions are not. The Lions, once again, banged up front, banged up on the defensive line and into their offensive line. Give me Kansas City with maybe the best offense Pat Mahomes has had in a couple of years. Airing it out and beating the Detroit Lions this weekend, laying the 2.5.
You know, it's a good point. And you've been saying a lot. You were buying Kansas City stock. So, you know, they let one get away last week. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that happening. All right.
They let a big one get away. And do you know what the inclusion on the other side of the parlay of the day is going to be?
I have a feeling I know what it might be. And that's your Milwaukee Brewers. Is that?
Probably should be, but it's going to be a Pittsburgh Steelers line 6.
No, see, now I'm not gonna sit in here and accuse you of emotionally hedging. I'm not gonna accuse you.
I'm not. But I'm not gonna be the one with the blood on my hands.
Yeah. Well, listen,
I already got blamed for them losing last night, including them in the parlay of the day on the money line. So I'm not doing it this week. Quit asking. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers laying 6 points against the Cleveland Browns at home. Dillon Gabriel starts against that buzzsaw of a defense with Pittsburgh. Albeit not a great buzzsaw because they have not looked all that great. They do come off a bye, though. Rodgers and Tomlin off a bye. They sing Kumbaya, hang out with Arthur Smith. Maybe everyone's growing a mustache. You know, Arthur Smith has got a good stash as well. Give me the Steelers laying.
Yeah, I remember that. No,
they're doing that in Pittsburgh, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Exactly.
Great movie.
Just give me a liter of cola and a winning parlay, and give me the Steelers.
What was the name of that restaurant with all the? Never mind.
I don't know.
Shenanigans.
But that place that you like with all the stuff on the walls, Farva?
Goofy stuff, yeah.
Oh yeah, shenanigans. I love that place. I love that place.
We found it. We found the movie we can all have references to.
Yeah,
We
I've
found
gotten
it.
called Farva a number of different times.
Oh,
I shave the beard, and me with the. There's a lot of high school pictures that look very Officer Rod Farva-esque. From
Interesting.
Yeah,
Watch
it's
that a lot in college.
Halloween's coming up.
Yeah, there's a reason why I have kept the longer hair, because it at least eliminates some of the Farva feels. All right, let's go. Buccaneers laying 3, Chiefs laying the 2.5, Steelers -6. That parlay of the day pays 6-1 at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big, bet bold, bet above the rest.
Not for nothing, but this would have been the ideal emotional hedge situation. Now, I'm not saying you should have or that you did or anyone was thinking about it, but that series market up 2-0, man.
That would have been the time
Plus
to do it.
600
At plus
something.
600.
Yeah.
When we were at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, I thought you were definitely going to roll through there. I thought you were definitely going to take the emotional hedge. I'm kind of surprised it didn't.
Thanks, man. I'm trying to
happy
put
you
positive
didn't.
energy out there. I might regret it, but I don't think I will. I really don't think I will. So not doing it, I mean. I really don't think I'll regret not doing it. I believe. That's what I'm trying
Let's
to say.
go. This man
I
doesn't
believe.
just believe. He
Yeah.
brew leaves. Are you brew leaving in the Milwaukee Brewers? It's going to be a fun atmosphere on Saturday night. 7:08 first pitch. Tim Allen's postgame will be on after the game. We will be on after Badgers and Packers games with Packers OT coming up. Armin, have a phenomenal broadcast on Saturday.
Thanks.
Or on Sunday. You dominated.
You too, in both days, buddy.
Buddy, thanks for the time. It has been so much fun.
Likewise.
Hopefully we all are talking to you coming up on Monday morning, starting at 6 after a hopeful Brewers victory, after hopefully a Badgers victory, and hopefully a Packers victory. You're talking with us on Monday morning. No BS statewide on the game.